Howdy there. Welcome to a brand new D&D show on the internet, y'all.
Hi.
Hello.
That was the crackiest voice I think I've ever had, and it's the perfect way to start this mess. Howdy. My name is DippyTheDM, or some of y'all might know me as the D&D OP, or others, or just Jake is fine. And this is a brand new show on the Adventures and Initiative Twitch channel. And it's all about D&D, y'all. And I'd like to very quickly introduce my wonderfully lovely little players here. Let me actually pull up the stream myself. If you're shorter than me, my rule is if you're shorter than me, then you're little, and I'm 6'4", so that still makes you little, monk.
Hey, so am I.
Oh my gosh!
So before I got hurt and got rods put in my back, I was
incredible.
Trying to go?
Oh my god! My goodness!
itch.
All right, so
At least you're short is what I call my wife. She's only like 5 foot tall.
That's tiny.
Oh my goodness! All right,
I'm a full foot taller than her.
I guess in order of appearance, we'll start at the bottom left and work towards the top right. So, Monk, if you'll introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm the Drunken Monk. You can find me on TikTok at the Drunken Monk. Hit me up if you like cringy D&D pickup lines. I am playing Damon, and we'll introduce him later.
Yeah, we'll introduce characters as they're introduced in the plot. But yeah, just social media handles will be good for now for those who just don't know our lovely players yet. Rhys.
Hi, I'm Rhys. They. Don't really know what else to say. I am chronically terrible at introductions.
Well, we'll see where we're at when we get to the gameplay, shall we? Let's see, Emily.
Hello, I'm FntasyLover. I am playing Willow. I'm also bad at intros, so maybe one of these days I'll get better. Who knows?
No, you won't.
We should just have a whole practice episode.
Yeah, we needed it. We really needed a practice episode, didn't we?
Yeah.
You're doing great.
Had a whole session 0, and we didn't decide to practice at all.
No. Why would you need to practice live streaming, guys? Isn't the spontaneity the best part
perfection?
Donovan.
You used my full actual name.
That made me uncomfortable.
Yes.
Yeah.
You demon.
That made me deeply uncomfortable.
Okay, no.
Listen.
I'm messing with everything on our layout, so people are seeing me move things about. Hi, I'm DonoTheCleric. How's it going?
It's going great.
How's it going?
You really think that with 3 of us playing weekly together, we would be a little bit better at this?
You would think.
You would think. But that would be a lie. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, whatever you want, under the same handle. I also take care of everything here on Adventures and Initiative, so anything Adventures and Initiative-wise, I take care of that as well. So hi, everybody. How's it going? Hi, chat.
Precisely. Dadley? Bradley?
I'm DadleyJenkins. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, yada yada at DadleyJenkins. Besides Instagram, because some bastard took that from me. No, Twitter. Sorry, I don't use Twitter anyways. It's TikTok.
We will go to war.
And last but not least, Gear.
I'm Gearsparks. You can find me on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. There's another one I forgot, but yeah, Gearsparks is pretty much it. I'm going to be playing a human artificer named Tesla Fassbender, and can't wait to start.
All right, so there's your lovely cast of players. Go follow all of them. They're all wonderful people. And as for myself, I am your wonderful dungeon master, DippyTheDM, D&D OP in some places. I think I said that already. Do we have a couple of announcements before we begin?
Valmira tomorrow. The next day is Curse of Strahd, and then the horror one shot that were supposed to be played last week got moved to this week because one of the players got into a motorcycle accident, and so we decided to push it all back so they could be able to play with us.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yes, they are perfectly fine. Their collarbone did what a collarbone is made to do, which is break. So.
Oh jeez. Well,
Oh.
prayers going that
Oh
way.
shit.
I've also
Alright.
started recording the first episode of the Tales of D&D.
Hell yeah.
Soon on all your podcast platforms.
Mhm.
New
Also,
show wherever your podcasts are sold.
This campaign is an every other week stream, but next week we will be not playing it, but we will be taking off the next week. And then, picking it back up.
Dippy was not
week
part of that
after.
conversation.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
This is so.
Go follow
as
the
mentioned-
Instagram. Go to that link tree down
Follow-
below.
Yes, if you want to know what's going on with A&I, the best place to do that is the A&I Instagram. Dono manages it amazing. There's always schedules and updates of what's going on, as well as just fire D&D news.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Also-
oh yeah.
We've got a store.
We got a store.
We got a
Yeah,
store.
that's new.
Yeah.
That's new.
Finally.
That's
Cool.
something else is getting introduced alongside this stream and this show.
You can buy a T-shirt that says "That Tongue," though.
yeah.
Or
Or
General
virtual-
Channel merchandise is now available in the store.
Mhm.
Some of you may have saw the limited release. But yeah,
That
we got some new
though.
faces in the chat. We got
Yeah.
Wences in the chat, as
Hey,
well as
what's up,
catnips
Wences?
and cantrips.
Catnips and cantrips, I love that.
swear
Cat-
you never
oh,
get
catnip
his name
cantrips.
right.
TBK.
Oh gosh. Yeah, from New Party, we have no idea.
Not
But
if
don't
I
worry.
can help
First,
it.
so I believe that's a lot of announcement stuff out of the way. We'll get into sponsors as this show kind of goes onwards. It'll be
And as
more
we gain
channel
those, but
sponsors
for
and all
now,
that stuff.
yeah.
As we gain. But for now, if I could get some tonally, atmospherically epic music.
Oh yes, I will put on the epic. I am going to go look through everything that I have and try and find that for you. Yes, master. I will do.
I guess as a I guess
do you
as
wish
a
combat epic or dark epic?
dark epic works.
Dark epic, fantastic.
Dark like
So
my
just
soul.
as a note for just as a note for the lovely folks watching at home, I may be your dungeon master for this game, but the person who will be technically running the stream will be the same person running a lot of our streams, our good friend Dono in the corner there. So
Hi,
if
I'm Dono in the
request so if I request some things of him, it is not being in a pushy, judgy way. It's just being in a, hey, you're still technically my boss kind of way. You're the one running the show kind of way, in a very technical
I may
sense.
be his boss, but he has complete and utter not permission to kill my character if that is what the situation comes to.
But I doubt it will come to that.
Unless
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Oh no! I've
What's on that?
died.
No,
What happened?
Our
Nothing. What's up?
we lost the
Oh.
player.
Oh no.
our Rammy, it's broken.
Oh,
no.
gosh.
They're broken.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
I need to take a picture of how it froze.
Our player is broken.
Oh no!
And there they go. Okay.
Okay.
Well, let's be honest.
Well, it's a good thing this happened now.
Yes,
It's a
it's
late
early.
podcast.
We're at the beginning here. We haven't even
The
started yet.
layout.
How's it going? Thank you for the gift sub to the Drunken Monk.
Oh, the
layout
layout is broken too.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
I want to see.
Everything's
Oh.
so fucked. No, I'm kidding.
What a great first episode, man.
You did get a photo of it.
I did. It's a great freeze.
Get your pictures. Get your.
All right. I should probably just
Oh,
have that
this
be
is
like.
lovely.
TikToks.
It's like
orange
a
is fine.
carnival. Get your pictures here. Get your.
Everything is
Frozen
broken.
up, right?
It's fine. What a great way
Get
to
the
put
nat
on
ones
for
out of the
first-
way. Get the
Oh.
nat ones out of the way. You have a perfect.
Nat ones.
Oh my
Oh, that's
gosh! I also
perfect,
don't
you guys. That's
have a alert box on here for us. So add source. I forgot to add an alert box. So
Mm.
Mm.
So we missed a gifted sub to Rock from Monk. Thank you, Monk.
yes.
Oh.
And he's here. Thank you, Monk.
Well,
Everyone say thank
I'm
you,
kind
Monk.
of hidden between a
Thank you,
couple
Monk.
groups right now.
I appreciate the broken background. Just is my eyes now. The broken veil is just me peeking over
But
a
like
box.
the other
See
part
my
of your body
face?
is like way over on
Oh
like
gosh.
my head's on one side, but like my forehead's just over like in the corner, like it's a bad little kid.
Oh goodness.
Bad kid.
Or Dadley, you're actually. Oh, where are you? Like,
I
where's
don't
the
know where
other
my
part
body
of
is.
you? Yeah, I
I
don't know
don't
where your
know where
body
my
is
body
either. For some reason,
my.
Dippy's in two places.
Yeah, I'm up in the corner, but I'm also
God,
on
no,
the
you're in two
right hand
places.
side.
I am.
Like,
You're in the corner, the bottom corner. and also
Should
all
I
the way
just?
up
Oh,
there.
here he comes. Here he comes to save the
Okay.
day.
here they come to save the day. There they are. Woohoo!
There he is.
There we go.
Yay!
Made it back.
Layout
Sorry
fixed.
about that.
You're good.
It's fixed.
All right.
Oh goodness.
It
Okay.
happens.
That's
And it didn't change the layout too much. Okay. So I'm just going to
Exactly.
continue. Hey, we're
in
back,
fact, it's
everybody.
exactly
What's
how it
up?
was. It's exactly how it was.
Put a W in the chat for the win
Okay.
right now.
Charlie, no.
Put a
you gotta
W.
stay.
Put a W. We're already at 13 viewers. I'm
Oh, thank
terrified.
God.
All right.
Nice.
Don't think about
You
it.
got this.
I'm not
Just
thinking.
turn off
No
the
thoughts.
viewer count. Just turn off
Yeah.
the viewer count. Don't look at that.
No thoughts. Well, not no thoughts. Okay.
How's this music, by the way? Can you hear it?
Oh, it's perfect.
Oh, thank God.
Okay.
Take
Are we
breath.
all ready?
I'm ready.
I'm always ready.
Yup.
My hands need to warm
We
the
are
frick
ready.
And
I'm ready.
ponchos.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Poncho.
Oh no, cancel that. That's not what I wanted.
Gloves.
All right.
Oh,
Game
yeah,
face.
good. Didn't get added.
All right. Do I want another monster? Or do I want Dr. Pepper?
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
Dr.
Does
Pepper.
he even have a PhD?
Dr. Pepper is better
Where
for you.
did he get his PhD? These are the hard-hitting questions. All right.
This is gonna become an extended Dapper D.
No, it's not.
Sorry, I'll stop. I'll keep my mouth shut.
Somewhere in the far reaches of the multiverse, there sat a solar system. And within that solar system sat a lovely little planet called Gearsparks. Almost 1,500 years ago, that lovely little planet was struck by a giant meteor, imbuing this planet with chaos and magic. The life that was before was almost entirely wiped out. And brought before you today is a story of what came afterwards. We begin on one of the lovely continents of this planet. One that shares a name with the feeling that many might get from its natural appearance. The land of In-Quy'zz has long been used as a dumping ground for many of the people that have lived here since the calamitous meteor impact, but primarily for those that came before. Some of the cities that now lie derelict upon its dotted landscape are used for greater purposes than they ever were before their time. Others have come to live amongst what now lies as the ruinous trash heaps of the Scrapyard Peaklands and the Quinlan River. Our tale today begins in one of the smaller settlements of this lovely little continent. One that lies more central to the continent than other settlements do, a little farther inland. Basically butting right up against one of the many branches of the Quinlan River sits the little town of Moran. And how many threads had to converge to get here today? We'll start in a little junkyard on the outskirts of the city. One that has become a franchise in its own right. A few stores that have come to be locally known and well liked by those who have interacted with it. A franchise with a family name, Fassbender's Fixes. As we make our way inside, we see a human making the beginnings of their rounds of a freshly started new business. And Gear, if you would like to introduce your character to the lovely audience, you may.
Okay. My character is a human. She has started her own business at the behest of her family to continue the franchise, the business, the family business. And she is average height. Her hair is similar to mine, pinkish, reddish in color. Shaved head, or shaved side, 5'5", average weight, and she is rather intelligent. She doesn't do a lot of lifting, as she is able to create robots and machinery to do the lifting for her. She is the owner, and she will be she exports junk materials, various items in pallet-sized packages to other parts of the continents and other locations that need things such as parts. I'm trying to remember what are the other exports. But yeah, and it's both her. Oh yeah, junk content. It's both her business and her home. She stays there. Has a nice little loft above, and just kind of manages her way day to day, building her reputation as being an export for junkyard material.
Tesla, it's early in the morning when you wake up. As you head down the stairs to begin your typical arraignments for the day, you check on some of your continent-wide kind of calling stones, and notice a few left sending messages on some of them. A couple left for you to discover once you got to them, of course. The inside of your store looks just about as chaotic as always, if not for the fact that there seems to be the beginnings of a rainstorm on the outskirts. What would you like to do?
Well, it's going to rain. Pretty aware that it's probably going to get a lot of machinery wet, and I need to keep it nice and oiled and stuff, so I'll probably go around and either cover it or probably just like bring everything into the garages and stuff, because there's no reason to get any of my equipment stuck in the mud.
All right. So we traverse to the exterior of your junkyard. It's a pretty sizable place for only having about a month and a half to get it up and running, and your first few clientele on your own. You're doing pretty good for yourself. As you grab some of your smaller machines and start to hike them over to your storage unit, that's kind of semi-detached from your primary office. You get a really good look about, and you see a familiar craft approaching your dockyard on the river itself, where we will then cut ourselves to that boat. The boat that I have immediately forgotten the name of.
Donna, what was it? Toad Skipper?
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Toad
toad.
Skipper. Yep.
Toad jumper.
Toad Skipper.
The toad skipper.
10 for all good, buddy.
The toad jumper.
Toad Skipper.
The toad jumper is a nice
Skipper.
Okay, Skipper.
toad skipper. Wow. The toad skipper is a nice little vessel. It holds its own against the rocking waves of both the river and the surrounding Algianic and Azurian oceans. Although its daring captain hasn't exactly gotten all the way out into the ocean that far yet, but he's making his way there. And we cut to that daring captain at the helm of his boat. Dadley, if you'd love to introduce your character for us.
So I am playing a man of many names, whether it be my notes disappeared on my phone. Sorry, Zog Rackham? Is that what Rackham? Most people just call him Zog or Ferryman. I live on my houseboat, Toad Skipper, as well as just bring people where they need to go. I very much enjoy the company on my boat, never really having a direction. I am a half-orc that the most primary thing you'll see on him is a very almost strange tattoo that stretches from his shoulder down to 3/4 of his bicep that from a distance looks like just a bunch of squiggles, but when you get close, it's a bunch of initials. He gets a tattoo of everybody that he's ever carried on this boat, with one special one being glowing green, a little sundial. Besides that, he is a cleric that worships Umbriella. He really just worships her, not out of love, but out of respect for the ocean itself. She is the goddess of the ocean, and he does it for safe travels. And currently he is just kind of chugging along on his little houseboat, has some music playing on the record player.
Yeah, today you don't have any passengers with you, Zog, because you've received an invitation to something a little while ago, that you had to make your way towards in your general rush to get things done type of way. But we'll get to that in a little bit. As you kind of chug your way down the Common River, you see a port all familiar to you, Fassbender's Fixes, coming into view. And you see your part-time boss, Tesla, making her way to the
A little bit of contracted
dockyard.
work.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything in particular you're doing before you reach that dock?
Not really. Is somebody else on my boat that we will be getting to, or no?
I believe they are.
Okay.
Uh,
Then I'm probably just checking in with them. There will be another character intro who I'm referring to, but I'm probably just checking in with them, making sure that they don't need anything before we land. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Not much else going on. Just plugging along.
So as you kind of go towards, you're basically coasting into the port at this point. So you make your way to the front of the ship to greet your compatriot and tell them that you're ready to offload or disembark, rather, getting ready to disembark. As you walk up towards a familiar looking pile of what looks like just debris and earth, as it lays kind of in a stasis state for the time being, it being early in the morning. Is there anything you do in particular to wake Sun up?
Probably just honestly, I'd probably let Sun sleep as much as if we're at the dock and Sun's still asleep, I'd probably just give him a good shake. Just hey, it's time to, I guess, just ask me a bunch of questions, but mostly we're here.
Whirring to life on the deck of this boat, coming awake from their stasis, is a just a collection of scrap metal and debris, and I'll let our lovely player Dono describe himself further.
So,
Dono.
Sundial is literally a stone from space. To be best, like, he fell from the sky and decided, I'm going to collect everything around me, and he is literally just a collection of stone pieces that float in the sky, or float in the air, and he has this ring that sits around him, but in the center of him is this orb of precious gem or stone that is natural to this area, and that has come because of certain magical type things that have happened within this world. Remind me what that name is, Sir DM.
I'll get to that. A precious stone is good enough for me.
Okay, a precious stone that sits in the middle of his center, which is technically Sundial himself. But he has upon the top of him a, like, kind of, I should call it a Dorito chip stone up, and then a ring around him, and then he has the two arms that are more like floating stones that kind of move and adjust and what's the correct word? Just float around. But he controls through the stone's mind itself. And then he has two legs that are just made of stone trash. Some of it is like weapons or things that he just collects around him. Some of it is a little bit of like gold or just something that like he holds, like he has certain pouches or whatever. But he is just an accumulation of items and things. And when you go to talk to Sundial, he just sounds, I will prepare myself for whatever is to be needed. What are we departing, or what are we taking off of this ship? Zog.
Zog.
Zog. Zog, are you alive?
As Zog zones out. He like taps you to wake you up and then just zones out. In real life, I wonder what could be happening right now.
He had a child moment.
Oh, child moment.
Child moment brought to you by Trojan condoms.
Okay. Not yet, though. Not yet.
I'm working on it.
I guess as we're doing that, we will cut to the inside of Moran proper for the other half of our lovely troop. So, let's see here. Pulling away from the river and into the town proper, we get a better look at some of the more common inhabitants of In-Quy'zz. The buildings look like ramshackle throw-togethers of bits and pieces of the landscape around them, constructed to look like houses, businesses, places of worship, and otherwise. The humans that live on In-Quy'zz don't look like typical humans, at least depending on how long they've been living here, which can be longer than normal if they've lived here long enough. Some have changes to them that you wouldn't outwardly notice. Some who have been living here a while do. And as they wander these city streets and make acquaintances with each other and have their daily goings-on progress, we cut inside of a tavern. One of the more popular taverns this side of the Quinlan River. On the inside of the High Ox Inn, we see an unlikely pair who have taken up residence for the night that they have come out here, begin to make their way into the tavern proper, which will be a lovely introduction for either Fantasy or Rhys, whichever of you two would like to go first in introducing your character to the audience.
Ladies first.
Okay. All right. So you see this very short, 2.5-foot tall fairy. Her wings are pretty much her same size, but from all of she is very colorful. Her outfits are pink, blue, with a little bit of white and cream. But she has dark hair and silver eyes, I believe. Gray eyes. So yeah, and she's Willow.
Willow, as you kind of make your way down the stairs with your accompaniment with you, you take a seat in the bar area proper, waiting for some type of service, you suppose, for an early morning meal. As sitting next to you, Rhys.
All right. Sitting next to Willow is Quinlan, a 5'6", Air Genasi, deep royal blue skin, slate blue hair. His robes are very indicative of being a monk, and all very that same blue as his skin and darker shades to reflect the storms at night. He's very quiet and contemplative, but there always seems to be something just beneath the surface with him. As he sits quietly, almost staring off into the distance as if he's not even really here.
As you find yourself falling deeper and deeper into your thought, as you sometimes do, you're interrupted by the sound of a couple of hands on your table. Hey, how are y'all doing this lovely morning? It's great to see y'all awake. My proper name is Adam, but yeah, you can just call me Radam. That's what most people around here call me anyways. What can I get y'all started off this lovely morning? And he kind of has sitting on his tray, he kind of has a couple of things that are just typically shared around in the morning. One of them looks to be equivalent to a coffee pot, basically brimming with this almost dark, almost like too dark brown liquid that both of you are not too familiar with. Having been raised in a settlement to the west, simply known as Petal, the goings-on of the material plane have only been started to be revealed to you in these last few months that you've begun your trek from the outskirts. But he has a couple of other things on his tray. It looks like a couple of, I guess you would call them appetizers. It looks like there are just some little dry pastries, a couple of... it looks like he has what you might need to mix a mimosa. Is there anything that is striking your fancies in this moment?
I'm gonna go with the mimosa.
All right, starting the day off right. And he kind of like twirls the bottle around in his hand and pours one phase, grabs a little fruit from another part of his tray, and basically just squeezes it into the glass and sets it down in front of you, Willow.
I guess I'll have one just like him.
And does the same for Willow. And he sets the two glasses down in front of you, and he's like, well, you just call out for me if you need me for anything else. And
What does Willow do with this giant glass?
Yeah, the glasses are the same equivalent size. Quinlan to you, it's basically a hand glass. Willow to you, it's like
It's a bathtub.
you know, it's yeah, it's more like a pint glass than like a hand glass to you. But as you touch it, it basically just kind of shrinks it down and matches the equivalent size. Some of the liquid brims to the surface as it does that, but it does its proper fill. Is there anything else that either of you felt like you needed to do before heading towards your previous engagement?
Nope, just drinking.
Perhaps grab a breakfast sandwich on the way out.
Sitting on the counter, kind of in a continental style, like buffet, are just a couple of prepared sandwiches and sandwich meats. You see that the Irady Hog bacon tray is basically empty, to your dismay. But you grab a little, looks kind of like a breakfast biscuit, and set off onto the streets, headed towards a certain junkyard. As they traverse that way, passing by a dark alley, we kind of find ourselves traversing into that dark alley as the seedy underbelly of the town reveals itself in the form of slightly mutated rats and bats and the other vermin of the type. We come across someone who has made a little encampment for themselves in this back alley. Monk, if you would like to introduce your character to the audience and by proxy to the rest of our lovely players for the first time.
So what you see is a 6'6" elf with dark hair and a kind of a tattoo along his neck. Can't really see what that is. He's packing up his camp. Kind of has a hood up and he's glancing around as you guys are walking by.
You notice that your quarry that you've been following out of just basically pure interest alone for the past few days passes by your little alleyway, and that's your cue to basically say, oh, well, time for me to go. As you grab your essentials and you make your way to the entrance of this alleyway, how overt are you making yourself in this moment?
I would probably still be semi stealthy, just kind of stay back, kind of make myself look like I'm not trying to follow them.
All right. Well, as you kind of pop your collar and your hood up over your head to conceal yourself amongst the crowd as much as you can, being a 6'6" elf. You kind of make your way behind Quinlan and Willow. What are your passive perceptions?
13.
15.
15. Willow, you would have been aware of this on your trek thus far, that you just continue to have this sneaking suspicion that you and Quinlan specifically are being followed by something. Sometimes you've put it off as just you're in a crowd of people. People are bound to be going the same direction. But other times that feeling is heightened. It is especially alert today. And you're not sure why. You kind of glance back and take stock of the people around you, and there isn't anyone too out of the ordinary. Your typical cadre of characters. If you want to properly take a look to validate this feeling, I would ask that you roll an investigation check for me.
I will.
All right. First roll of the game. Fingers crossed. Drum roll, please.
What's it gonna be?
It's a 17.
Hey,
That's good.
That is good for me.
This character
That's
actually
good
rolls
vibes.
good.
Well,
Well, I might be
Thank you,
jinxing you now, but yeah.
It's all the new dice.
Mhm.
it is. It's the new giant dice.
It's time to burn all the old ones. Get them rid of them now.
No!
Don't let them touch each other.
No!
Willow.
Quarantine.
Yes.
As you look behind you, you get the feeling that there's a couple people in this crowd specifically that you're just going, you're not like the others around here. Kind of to yourself. It's a sneaking feeling, and you've narrowed it down. You have your choices. Damon, you see the people that you've been following. You see one of them turns and looks. She kind of gets a glance in your general direction. You're not entirely sure if you're the thing that she's focused on, though.
I'm gonna roll for this. See what he does.
All right.
Second roll of the game.
He's gonna just kind of duck his head a little bit and
Squat.
just kind of nonchalantly look away.
All right. Willow, the feeling subsides for a little bit. So, as you turn, you continue to make your way to the outskirts. We will cut back to the dockyard and the junkyard and the ship dock. Zog and Sun, as you kind of slowly nudge the toad skipper up to the dockside. Tesla, you stand there waiting to greet them.
It's like the SpongeBob with the flying dodge. You're good. You're good. As I'm just kind of fucking up the boat a bit.
Make
good wear and tear. It's fine.
That's a good point. I'd like you to make a dexterity save for your boat. Just use your dexterity score.
I have proficiency with water vehicles.
So you just add your
Would that
proficiency.
help
Then
me
you
at
can
all?
add your proficiency.
Just add my proficiency. All right, dexterity save.
Sorry, I just
Yeah.
I have so much math I have to do right now. 11 minus 1 plus 2. That's a 12.
12. You kind of You're kind of like standing there, hands in your coat pockets, and you're like, I can do this really cool move. And you kind of set your foot like up to kind of push against the dock as you're kind of pulling up to it. But you realize the force of the boat is like just a little too much for just your foot to stop it. And you're like, it compresses against your knee and you're like, oh, okay. And you feel a thunk as your boat kind of ends up almost just minorly bashing into one of the
That was one of your better dockings, if I'm being honest with
surprisingly, that was pretty decent. That
Minor
was
damage.
on like the checklist. Yeah, the pros and the cons of my dockings. This goes on the pro side. We're good.
Definitely a pro.
And I'm there, I'm watching this.
Yeah, they basically just crashed into your dock. It's not
take
terrible.
It out of our pay. Yeah,
it's one of the better. It is one of their better dockings as of recent.
We have absolutely fucked up this dock before.
Yeah, but
I want to say if this has happened before, this dock is reinforced and maybe there's a dent, but at least it's still standing.
Yeah, the only reason the dock didn't. Yeah, the only reason the dock didn't collapse is you had a little bit of metal rebar embedded into a few of the posts just to make sure that they don't buckle under the weight of Zog crashing into them again.
Doing pretty good, Zog. That's one of your better ones.
Sometimes it just the waves and I just get a little confused and like I'm here now.
Right.
Sundial's with me.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello there.
He has a question for you. I haven't been able to answer. What's the purpose of a father?
You know, that's.
I haven't been able to answer it either. Like,
it's something you have to experience.
Zog has let me know that there's a difference between father and daddy.
Yes.
There's completely different answers to each one.
Oh my.
It was a very long conversation.
I work with machine parts. That's probably not my specialty, so...
Is not the human body a machine? Just organic?
No, it's not. It is not. You are, but the human body is not.
I am machine? I thought I was.
You're a rock. I love you very much. You're a rock.
I mean, I do have a leg.
It's all about drive. It's about power.
There's so much in that statement. There's so much.
Zog and Son, you kind of step up onto the dock at this point. This is all old hash for you.
This is
come by to pick up deliveries, but this is not so much a delivery pickup as it is. This is the closest dockyard to where you need to go in the coming days. So.
Oh yeah, and you would know that Tesla would know that like we're not here for a pickup. Like you probably weren't expecting us this day.
Right. Yeah. So what brings you to my? Why are you here?
Do you want the honest answer, or do you want like the "you're my employer, let's keep it professional" answer?
I'm closing up the shop. I'm like, it's gonna rain, or it is raining, and I don't really. Just give it to me straight.
You remember that guy that I was like, he'd be perfect for you, and y'all should date, and then he kind of just like ghosted you.
The one we spent like riding around. He like skipped his destination just to get here.
Yeah, he was like really into you, and like it was weird why he. Anyway, I'm going to his wedding.
Really?
Yeah. That's why we got Sundial a suit.
And he like drops out container or like what I imagine that Sundial probably has like a chest that's just like connected to his back that just opens up, and then like armor just falls out and just cling. It's like this bronze shiny like nice armor that just kind of attaches to his body, and as
is there like a bow tie that
like,
kind of spins?
Like it's like the jingling of bells on those horses during Christmas time. She's like, ching, 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 ching.
And Zog definitely just like took some rope and tied it into a bow tie shape and like put it like the collar.
This is my favorite part. And he points to the bow tie.
Guys are cool.
I could get you a bow tie that works. It's not rope.
What's wrong with my bow tie?
Nothing. Never mind.
It's a bow
He
tie.
said he liked it.
That's fine. It's well, get inside. It's gonna rain. We're just like I'm just
gonna
packing
rain?
up everything. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
I
you
should
look
know
up
this, I'm a
and
sailor.
yeah, you look up. Yeah, you were aware pulling in.
I was
that
yeah.
there was you were aware pulling in that there was going to be a little bit of a rainstorm headed this way, and rain on Quy'zz is no laughing matter. Sometimes, depending on the day, it could be. Depending on the day, it could be very harmful, or it could be entirely harmless.
So like New England.
Like New England. Yeah. That
are we
is
talking
really
like
Ireland.
acidic rain?
Yeah. Yeah, depending on the day, if the water cycle deems it so, then if it picks up a little bit too much water from the Coleman River itself,
Can I
the
do
rain could
some
be
sort of
slightly-
like check of how bad this rainstorm's gonna be?
make a survival,
Survival?
I'll let you choose between survival or nature.
Definitely gonna be survival.
Okay.
I've got a nature.
You can
19.
do that as well.
Can I aid?
You can make your own roll, or you can aid, one or the other.
I already rolled a 19. If you just want to roll.
I'm just gonna aid then.
Oh, you're just gonna aid?
Just gonna ride that 19. Go for it.
Okay. Yeah, 19.
19. Zog and Tesla, you both kind of like look up towards this storm that you have so succinctly pointed out. The clouds gathering here are more gray and blue than the typical acid rain cloud is. This one looks to be, if anything, windy and wet, but not terribly dangerous.
Okay. So I won't probably do as many preparations as I normally do to keep like the acidic radiation from damaging my ship. I'll just or not my ship, my dock and stuff. I'll just like make sure that things are
Yeah.
covered so that the water can just do its thing.
Yeah. All right.
Hell, maybe even pull out some rain buckets for fresh water for other stuff. I don't know.
Sundial, how do you feel about rain? Is it like eroding my like stone, or is it more like this is cool?
Rain.
Rain.
Son, make an intelligence check.
Sure. Straight intelligence?
Yeah, just straight intelligence.
Okay. First time rolling.
This
I
is
want
more or
some
less to
gay
double
intelligence.
check your memory banks for rain specifically. Like,
7.
and the specifics. 7?
Yes.
You've been rained on before. And
I
whenever
thought that was all you were gonna give him.
you've been rained on before. End of statement. though. Yeah. Rain doesn't typically bother you.
It's a pleasant experience that cleans the moss from my stones and some metal.
I like the
Well,
sound
let's-
it makes.
Let's go inside because
And
I'm
sometimes this
not wanting
ting
to
ting
get wet.
ting 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 ting. It's like a rhythm upon my head.
That's beautiful, Sundial. Let's go inside.
So, you guys make your way into Tesla's semi-detached office, right in time to hear one of your calling stones, Tesla, actively calling for your attention.
Can I dexterity try to answer it before she gets it?
You're trying to answer her answering machine before she can?
Yes.
That would be a that would be a dexterity contest. I need both you and Tesla to roll just a straight dexterity check.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay. Well, there goes my idea.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
What did you get?
A nat 1.
Uh-oh.
I got a 7.
Oh my god. So
Oh,
Tesla,
barely.
Like,
the ringing
Can you
from it kind
sundial,
of starts
like,
the ringing
hang up
from
the
it kind of
phone?
s- yeah. The ringing from it kind of starts like as you're walking in, so it takes you by surprise, but Zog, you just like it takes you by surprise too, but you have the wherewithal to kind of like go over and like
Dippy,
tap to answer it. Say again.
can sundial just hang up the phone?
It's let's say it's part of the front half of the main area because there's the lobby that the
Yeah.
customers come in. We came in through the back, so it's not quite like it's like 10-15 feet away.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Um,
throw one of my hands at it.
To immediately just like
gonna shut
send
it
a
off.
voicemail.
Stop the ringing.
Make your own dexterity check,
It's
son.
an 18.
18.
God.
Yeah. So Tesla and Zog, you both are kind of like scrambling in a friendly contest to see who can answer the phone, and you just see a little hand zip by you and immediately clink, like disengage before it can even answer.
Could you get that hand
Sundial?
for me?
No. You hung up
It comes
the phone.
back. It floats back.
Yeah, but
Over a little
it's quicker if someone brings it to me.
As
You
it's
guys
floating back,
are-
I grab his hand.
You guys are messing with
Aw.
my business. What the hell?
I was gonna pretend to be
it was
your
sudden.
receptionist.
It was sudden. It scared me.
Oh no.
Oh, it scared you? We will
Yeah.
never have phones on my boat.
This is my place. It's safe here. There's nothing that's going to harm you directly.
Are you
But if you
sure?
do that
build a lot of
again- I will do something.
things.
I will harm you.
It starts to do its little humming ring again.
I
Like,
just sit.
just
I'm like, I
I
won't
just
do it.
I just
swear.
hum back at it.
Okay, I will go over and actually answer it this time.
You activate it, and the message comes through as such. Hey, it's Derek. Just wanted to call.
Derek
and
sounds
say...
like a douche. Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry.
It's on speakerphone.
I mean, it's
Smoke
fair.
Derek mode at all costs. Hey, it's Derek. Just wanted to call and let you know, moving my business elsewhere will not be coming by for pickup today. Best wishes. Click.
The fuck?
Who's Derek?
Derek sounds like a dick.
You notice some of your other unanswered, like, just
All right,
left
I'm gonna
messages.
check all of them. I'm gonna check all of them. No.
Hey, this is Stanley letting you know I am taking my business elsewhere.
No,
Thank
no,
you very
Stanley is a
much."
dick.
And then you
Stanley's
like answer another one.
pretentious.
You answer another one. Hi, it's Randy. Just calling to let you know I've found a better business for my purposes. Thank you.
All right, like all jokes aside, can Zog hear these?
Yes, they
Can
are
you shout
public.
loud?
They are public calling. They are public calling lines. The only one that you couldn't hear was the one that Tesla activated herself.
Okay.
If a message is left, it turns
Yeah.
public. But if it's more audible. But if you answer it yourself, it acts more like a sending spell in that you hear it in your own mind and you
Okay.
you can respond it. You can respond, Tesla, to the very first one from Derek if you wish. But you did kind of respond with, what the fuck? Did you want to expound on
no,
that in that moment,
no.
or was that it?
No, that's more of like an immediate reaction of like
Right.
just a not actual verbal what the fuck, but like
But like
okay.
the vibe of what the fuck.
So-
So, would you like to send a message back?
Yes. I would like to send a. Is it like 25? Okay.
Yeah, as close to 25 words. It can be a little bit more if it allows for it.
Please let me know if there was anything wrong that I can do better.
Oh.
Good luck on your new business, I guess. Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
No, not the I guess part. The I guess part.
Click. You feel the message connect, and the call disperses before you start to check the other ones. And in much the same manner, a lot of these left messages are just a sudden influx of clientele just finding a better alternative.
If they come back
Fuck
to
some people up.
And
That's
you
so
find,
strange.
and you find that especially strange, considering, that you had loads of orders, like just suddenly and profusely, and now they're just canceling on you. You can make an insight check
Some people up.
if you'd like.
I would like to make an insight check.
Can I
just
help
be-
with that insight check? Like we heard it all. We
I
see
would
the
say
gears
you would
turning
have
in our
to.
brain.
I would say you would have to say something to invoke the thought to give them advantage on an insight check.
I mean, he is very much just like if there's a coffee maker, he's making coffee. Like honestly, like he's like, oh, she just got bad news. We're gonna
What
be
do
like sitting.
Gear.
What do I add for the insight?
Your insight modifier would be
Insight
wisdom.
is wisdom.
Wisdom?
Yeah.
18.
18. Also, just for the hell of it, Gear, roll a d4 for me. Being the right one.
3.
3. You haven't gotten around to installing a coffee maker yet. You do have three bottles, 3 little bottles of what you have deemed, or you do have 3 bottles that you bought recently of what could only be described as an energy drink. It's a potion of extended wakefulness. Sitting there just like on your counter for you to use for the longer nights.
Sure.
But no coffee machine. Inside of 18. It wasn't too long ago. It wasn't too long ago that voyage you mentioned between Zog and Sundial in your conversation ended when you first got here. Why would it be happening now if the only person you had any semblance of a conversation about your business with, other than Zog and Sundial, who are standing right in front of you, left about a month and a half ago?
That cheeky bastard.
You actually call back into your own mind about the conversation you had with him. And there are a couple of things that you have a sneaking suspicion of, but you're not 100% sure. You're like 80% sure. But there's a little bit of wiggle room for doubt. You have a lead, at the very least, that you could investigate. Your attention, however, is immediately drawn to a proximity sensor on the outskirts of your business, kind of in the two kind of heaps that flank either side of your front gate, with an alarm strung between them to remind you of any incoming clientele. You get the mental image that somebody is approaching from the front, which is where we come back to Willow and Quinlan. You recall yesterday that you came to this specific junkyard with a request for a repair or materials, if you will. So, following up on that, you approach the front gate, and Tesla, do you open the gate for them?
What was the mental image? Was it physically seeing them, or just that I know that there are two beings at the gate?
Your alarm was there are two people at your front gate. There are two people at your front gate. Do you want to open the gate?
It's not like a video camera.
No.
Like I don't see what they look. Okay.
The alarm.
Yeah.
The alarm's not that. The alarm's not that in depth yet.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'll let the two in since it's individuals instead of like a vehicle.
At the flick of a switch, you see some magical energy kind of course in the direction of the gate, and Quinlan and Willow, you watch the front gate kind of drag itself open before you, as it did previously, but taking the time to notice it now. Impressive. Quinlan, your passive perception is beginning to pick up on the fact that you're being followed. Now that you're kind of on the outskirts of town and there are less people that could even theoretically be following you, you're starting to pick up on this feeling. Willow, you are definitely picking up on this feeling. And Damon, as you follow them more, it is becoming harder and harder to blend in, so to speak. Is there anything that you specifically would like to do at this juncture?
So at this point, I'm going to abandon the whole trying not to be seen. I'm going to pull my hood down. I'm just going to follow them and not say anything.
All right. Willow and Quinlan, if you would like to, I would allow you to make a perception check as you begin to walk into the gate.
Yep.
What happened?
That's the dirty 20.
My goodness! This is a really good game roll-wise for you.
Right?
They're gonna jinx it. It's gonna get all just ruined next session.
Yeah.
So
We shouldn't be saying anything.
It's just the first half for us.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
And I came up with a 5. So
Rough,
So
buddy.
a dirty 20 and a
Rough.
5.
But you just see my gray armor and cloak just kind of blend in with some metal.
Yeah. Yeah. Quinlan,
that lump of metal is moving.
yeah. Your perception was more to the point of, do you notice that another person has joined you at this point? Or are you just focused on like walking to the front door? Willow, you definitely noticed that another person has joined behind you at this point, confirming your suspicion for a elf to be standing behind you. Tattoo on his neck. Kind of
Dark
raiments.
hair, dark eyes.
Yeah, dark hair, dark eyes, dark raiments. Just as if he's just been walking right beside you the whole time. Just feckless to the situation.
Okay. I turn around. What are you doing? Mind you, I'm like on the ground.
Yeah. What do you?
6'6".
Like,
Hold on. And I fly up to him. What are you doing?
That was a really good fly sound effect. Oh god.
So, I'm gonna look and I just observing.
Observing what?
Someone of, and I poke your outstretched finger with my finger, of your stature.
Okay.
Make an insight check.
What?
This is the right level of weird that it's so confusing.
It's awkward.
Oh no.
That's another dirty 20!
Oh my god.
Yes!
I love this dice.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone listening, buy new dice. They'll treat you nicely.
Fine.
Right?
Buy the big ones.
Yeah.
Willow. He seems completely and utterly. He seems completely and utterly. What is the word I'm looking for?
Honest?
Yeah, he
Forthcoming?
seems honest. He seems completely honest and forthcoming about this information. You do not detect any kind of malice aforethought. He's
Okay.
just a curious
Okay.
bastard.
Okay.
he is just a curious bastard following you.
He's a weird elf.
And for
That's weird,
some
I like
reason, he passed the vibe check.
What
a swing.
That would be a 20.
The light check, huh?
Okay. Well,
Winston
is your
says he
name?
has the hookup with dice.
Call me Damon.
Oh.
okay. I'm Willow.
Ooh, cat.
I'm
D-
familiar
is-
with who you are.
Okay.
It is in this moment, Quinlan, that you are noticing this conversation taking place with your 5.
You've been looking at the gate this whole
Just
time.
kept walking.
Where they've been
Oh.
walking, yeah. They've been walking and talking now.
You were
but,
like ahead of the group and then looked behind you.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, there's people there. Yeah. Oh.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
I go to say something to Willow and she's gone, and it finally dawns on me that she's behind me.
And you look behind you, much the same. Dark elf, darker raiments, dark eyes, dark hair, that kind of, the whole shebang. Willow is talking to an elf in this moment.
So an elf, a fairy, and a genasi walk into a bar.
An elf and a genasi walk into a bar. The fairy walks under it.
Oh,
That's good. Damn it.
wow.
Crap. That's
This is
good.
why the drunken monk is the
a
drunken monk.
flying star.
But
2 snare drums and a cymbal fall off a cliff. All right.
All right, let's get.
Quinlan is just gonna look a little confused and slightly curious, and wait for y'all to catch up. Making friends, Willow.
Yeah, he's been following us. I'm pretty sure for a while.
Oh, so it's you that we've been picking up on.
Surprised it took you this long.
I just didn't say anything.
I figured it was my paranoia.
That can get the better of us sometimes.
Hmm.
Uh,
Especially being strangers in a strange land.
Yes. Curious things breed curious minds.
Indeed.
all 3 of you, and by extension, the other 3 of you, would hear a as you kind of look off in the distance as the rainstorm seems to be picking up a little bit. You begin to hear the sounds of thunder, and you slowly on the horizon start to hear the gentle just of rain falling against the hardened earth.
I
It
would,
is coming this way.
pull my hood back up.
Yeah, I'm gonna put mine up as well.
I'm gonna ask Tesla if they have a lightning rod we can go stare at.
I
That just sounds
probably
cool.
have 2 or 3 rods up to pull the lightning away from anything that I deemed I need to protect on the outskirts of the junkyard.
Do you ever just like stare at them? Like, do they get hit?
Once in a while.
Sometimes
I mean,
let's go see
it's pretty
lightning.
cool. Huh?
Sundial, let's go stare at lightning.
If you want to stare at the one on the north end is usually the hot point. If you want to stare at it and see if it gets hit.
You look at the northern lightning rod, and you take notice of its construction. A stark straight metal pole with what looks to be a concentrated pointed crystal on the top of it of the same looking material as Sundial's core. A glowing green, seeming to beckon to draw the energy towards it.
Sundial, is that your dad? Are you its dad? You're bigger than it.
Already regretting. Sundial, you take notice of the same structure.
Okay. I'm trying to remember things now because that threw me off for a second.
Now would be a good time to mention to the folks of the stream a little bit of what the hell is going on.
I don't.
You
even know.
see, I'm gonna do a little bit of DM exposition here.
Oh.
So I can enjoy the show.
I do not have
The
a father.
continent, the continent of Quy'zz is a very strange one for a multitude of different reasons, but one of them is the material that permeates the land that Quy'zz sits upon. The magical energy that powers the magic of the planet, being Solarum, is basically an endemic force. It is all encompassing at this point. Some of that Solarum went through a very rapid and strange change as it passed through the core of the planet to punch through to the other side. This rapidly changed and highly, for lack of a better term, radioactive material is called Lyromite. It is the precious gemstone and the precious material of this land. People trade with Lyromite. They craft with Lyromite. They live and die at the hands of Lyromite. Refined Lyromite coins can be bought and sold for the equivalent of 1,000 gold pieces. And more. And in its refined state, it is a very stable, powerful material. Some would claim even more powerful than Solarum itself, but unrefined, untampered with, it can have some dire consequences. Luckily for our friend Sundial, his core was refined from birth, as are some of the structures that are built around this place. Trace elements of Lyromite can be found in the air around you as you walk, but for those of you who have lived here for long enough, you're used. And you, as you ponder all of this and you stare at it, let me actually, I did not. Where did it go? Oh no, my deck. There they are.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Are we rolling Fitz's dad?
Do what?
I'm rolling for lightning.
Rolling for daddy.
Oh.
Rolling for lightning.
Rolling for daddy.
Yeah.
Rolling for daddy.
Oni-chan.
This is not going to become a thing. This is not going to become a thing. This is not going to become a thing.
I mean, his username is Dadley.
I mean, maybe it is
It
going to
was
become a thing.
Dad. joke.
It's a dad joke.
Dadly.
It's okay.
All right.
Dadley with
Hi,
the dad
Dadley.
joke.
Okay. Yeah, you just kind of continue to stare in wonderment. To the Fey trio, You're all walking like side by side in this moment, right? Or is someone walking a
Yeah.
little bit ahead, a little bit behind?
I would still be a little bit behind. Just a few steps,
Right.
but in stride with them.
Okay.
Then Damon, you would hear the sound of galloping hooves first.
I would turn to look.
You look just in time, just in time to hear one of your, or just in time to see a horseback courier call out to not just you, but the other two of you. Hey, get out of the way! Making a delivery here! And he whooshes past, ruffling some feathers in the process. Willow, if you're still flying at this point, you kind of just like just kind of spin in place as he rushes past.
Okay.
Tesla, this is a material deliverer. One that you are all too familiar with at this point. A half-orc horseback, a half-orc cavalry material deliverer. By the
Courier.
A horseback courier by the name of Makat, M-A-K-A-T.
I'm just now deciding this is Zog's worst enemy. It is Zog when on land.
What?
He is now Zog's worst enemy.
Horseman
I
dog.
did pull from the half-orc name list for that one, so maybe you are onto something there.
Sorry, what was his name again?
Makat,
Horseman.
M-A-K-A-T. And he's a fairly regular courier for you. He carries a couple of boxes of some raw materials and shipments to you in his saddlebags, and he reaches your front doors before the Fey trio do. Do you go out to greet him?
Yeah, so I will, having noticed that he, rushes up, I will come outside, I'll open up the door and greet him. Makat! Where you been?
Making my usual runs, miss. Nothing out of the ordinary for you. I've got 2 boxes here for you today. Here, and he grabs like a little handled container off of both of his saddlebags, and he kind of tosses one of them to you.
I will step aside.
Step aside. It just kind of clatters to the ground next to you, and he tosses the other one in the same direction.
Can Zog see you can throw it, try to catch the second one?
Make a dexterity check, please.
You keep giving me dexterity. I'm not good at that.
You keep trying to catch things.
Not terrible. 14.
14. That's enough. You kind of step out just in time to poof, catch the other delivery. You do take a couple steps back,
Yeah.
but you have a box in your hands, and it's not terribly heavy.
I look at Tesla and I go, find his keepers.
If that were the case, your boat would be mine.
Fair. Where do you want the box?
Place it over. Just place it over there.
All right.
There's a little through window to the inside that you kind of stick the 2 boxes through. You can examine those when you go back inside. But you also notice the Fey trio. Your alarm did go off for a 3rd person at the gate a little bit ago.
Probably each one notified me, including Makat.
Yeah.
Makat.
Hmm? Yes.
Have you heard any word of any new businesses around? Anybody start up something new?
Haven't been too far to the eastern side of Moran yet. If anything new came up, I would look there, but no, I don't know of anything specifically.
Makat, you and we have worked together for quite some time now. We know each other. You're the best courier in the area. Are you telling me that you haven't found someone else that needs your services? Because
Make a persuasion check. With advantage
Also
because you called him
extremely
cute.
rude.
Or not cute.
effective.
The best courier in the
Yeah.
You gave him a compliment. Make it with advantage.
All the best cures are cute.
So advantage is I rolled twice and got the higher one.
Yes.
Yes.
Fuck! They're both 5s.
Aww.
But hang on. I've got
You have an inspiration point.
do I?
You should have 2.
Oh yeah, everyone.
yeah,
By the
yeah.
way, everybody watching, all of our players have started with a couple of inspiration points at their disposal. You can renew some channel points to give a player of your choice an inspiration point if you so choose.
Yes.
Damon, I forgot to mention it at the end of your expositionary thing, but 2 inspiration points to you as well.
I was gonna say I think I have a advantage in persuasion, but maybe not.
I'm half tempted.
You
to
were
take
already
the
doing it at
5,000
advantage.
points.
Yeah.
If you got 2 5s, that's just.
It
That's
is. It
just
is.
how the
But no,
dice
I mean,
rolls
I
there,
thought I
wow.
had like, what's It would be there's nothing to add
Do
to
you,
it.
do you mean proficiency?
Are you
That's what I mean.
proficient with persuasion?
Not that I can see. I didn't write it down.
Then
So,
add your
no.
charisma and nothing else.
Yeah, it's a 1, so like 6.
6.
Rough.
He kind of looks at you, and he smiles and blushes at the best courier. The best courier comment, and he's like, "I'm sorry. Courier client confidentiality. Yeah, I would expect the privacy from you that I give to others about your dealings."
Well,
The tone shifted a little with that comment, but it doesn't look. If he did want to reveal anything, it doesn't look like he wants to particularly.
Insight check? Is he being honest that he hasn't shared any of her stuff with anybody
Ooh.
else?
Make an insight check for that point.
I was
specifically.
gonna ask if I could insight as well. I'm more inciting though. Actually no. I could.
Okay. Don't fail me, dice.
Is this Dono's first roll?
No.
No. It's one of the first.
It's not great. It's 9.
9.
Wisdom's my bad
The only delivery boy you've known for an extended period of time is Zog, and Zog is typically private with his dealings and affairs. It seems the same would apply to couriers on horseback.
Zog turns to Tesla and says, "I don't want to cause any trouble. Do you want me to make him talk? I can do that, and I don't like you running out of business."
look. I get it.
You know I
get
can hear you, right?
Oh, I know you can fucking hear me. All right. You want me to? Now
I've got other
fucking-
things to deliver. I'm
I
just gonna
cast command
go.
on him.
Matak. Like,
No,
Whoa!
I cast command on him.
Oh my god!
Whoa, buddy.
He made me mad.
what?
He made me mad. I cast
What did you-
command.
Okay, does Makat have to do something, or do you do something?
It is if I remember right, a wisdom saving throw. I'm looking at it right
Wisdom
now.
saving throw. Let me.
Wisdom saving throw 13.
Does it have anything where he gets advantage if he feels that we are his enemy? Something?
You got a 12.
A 12?
What's your command? One word.
I'm trying to think of how to say "tell the truth" in one word.
One word. Truth.
Comply.
Yeah,
Forthcoming.
comply.
Oh, comply.
Answer.
Which one do you want to do? Comply or answer?
I comply,
Comply.
and then I point to Tesla.
Okay.
Who's just standing there? I can't.
Makat turns. You see a little bit of a glaze over his vision.
I I like to
Vanilla
imagine
glaze.
of like casting my spells. It's very much just like almost like you see like a little bit of like ripple effect through him,
yeah.
almost like waves, as like he sticks up his hand and he goes comply, and it's almost like a little more of a high pitched voice, a little more feminine, almost like it's not him casting.
A little undertone, yeah.
Yeah, almost like the
Tesla,
like
you
the
hear
double
this
effect.
too. Just a little undertone in his voice.
Yeah, that's where she's paused. I can't believe you just did that.
You see kind of like just a little over Makat's vision, and he just like he was turning. He turns back to you, Tesla, and he just goes, "Look, I honestly just don't know. I'm sorry. I haven't been that way yet." And then you see the glaze kind of fade, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
That was me,
Okay.
land boy.
Zog,
Yeah,
shut it. Shut it.
you
that?
ain't the one that can cast spells.
Excuse you?
Huh?
I'm just saying, we friends here. We same team.
Yeah, we're kind of like brother and sister, though, so I will kick the shit out of you if I get the opportunity, and I am getting close to it.
Was that directed at Makat or Zog?
Zog.
Okay.
Opportunity.
Makat, please, the next drink, if I see you in town, we will have a drink. It is on me. Please, just go about your business. If you do hear anything next time I see you, please let me know. Just, I need to, like, at least know that there is competition, not whether you work for them or not. Please.
You make a fair enough query. I will let you know if something else does come up.
Thank you.
Although I am still obligated to not tell you what I'm giving them if I am giving them anything.
No, the clientele confidentially, but just like names of businesses. Like you can tell me what, like if there's a new, like when you told me about the new restaurant that down in town, like just let me know if there's somebody else that I need to competition. It's just like
I understand. All right. Hey, and you do still need to go to Kane's though.
I've had them delivered. I haven't been there. I know you say the atmosphere is great, but I did have a sandwich from them the other day, and it is what you say. It is very good.
Well, that's good to hear. Try the new Urker next time. And
I will.
He turns to leave.
Is this man flirting with Gears?
Zog?
Not really.
That drink's coming out of my paycheck, isn't it?
That was just kind of friendly banter.
You do owe him a drink. Yes, you will.
I never promised him a drink.
It's coming out.
It's coming out of.
Gears, that's like, I think that man
Also-
would like to have you ask him on a date.
You should ask
What?
him on a date. Do you want me to go do that spell again? I can make him go on a date.
Get inside.
I'm sorry to do
We're
this in front of new
inside.
customers. Hi, Fairy.
Get inside now.
Oh, we're
Hey.
not inside.
Oh yeah, the
Bye.
Fae trio. You watched that whole exchange happen, by the way. Just kind of like behind Makat, like in the background of this exchange for the trio. Tesla, it becomes more and more apparent to you that two of these people were the people that you talked to yesterday about their equipment.
I
Wait.
wave at them as they're like getting closer, but if they're not within speaking distance, I'm pushing the other two inside so we can have a small talk before the rest of them show up if there's time.
All right. So you kind of like push inside, door kind of
Foot
shuts.
kick in the butt. Yes, Zog,
I
please.
do not have a bottom.
No, the half orc does.
It's nice. It's a great bottle.
That boy.
What did I
character
say?
development.
Wow.
What did I say
Uh,
about the business side of things? I handle the customers and the clients and the business. You do what
he wasn't a customer or a client.
He He's a courier. I pay
He
him
was
to.
being mean to you, and you're my friend.
He was not being mean. He's a half orc. That's how they sound. You should
I
know
get-
this.
Excuse me? Are you gonna try to explain half-orcs to me now?
Oh, dear.
Excuse me.
As this banter continues,
Would you explain
Willow,
half
Quinlan,
orcs to me?
Damon. Willow, Quinlan, Damon.
So when a
You all
mommy
kind
orc,
of
like a
make your
human
way
dad.
up to the front door as you notice the rain coming closer and closer to your general position. The cloud, you hear it intensifying just a little bit, just kind of like just closer. You hear some of it starting to impact the river now, so it's almost upon you.
I'm gonna pick up my pace just to get there in time. Make sure I'm not caught in the rain.
All right. You go up to the door. Tesla, you hear.
Yeah. I turn around. I look at Zog one more time. I'm like, do not speak unless I tell you to. Okay? These are new clients. I can't have you running them off. Your sundial already hung up on one when you first walked in here, and then you're trying to get into a fight with my courier. Please.
The Fey trio, you hear muffled behind the door.
I promise to not be mean.
Do not use a spell.
I can do this, and I make light command in my hand. I'm like, can I use this?
Stop.
The
Don't.
light that you create is a slightly glowing green.
Oh, I like that. It's green.
Anyways.
It matches sundial.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay, no, I'll be
So
good.
I
I'll
go
stop
over to
talking.
I go over to the door. I open it up because it's technically a door that they could let themselves in with. It's a business door. But once they're past the gate, it's like, retail. Front door, they can come in if they want. But I saw them coming up, so I'll open the door. But like, welcome, please come in. I realize it's about to rain. Hurry up. It's
You'll kind of file your way in as you hear just approaching like a wall of rain off to your western side. You just hear as the last of you make their way into the door, the rain just hits, and it is now just pouring rain outside. Almost
put my-
unnaturally.
I put my hand out and it feels like regular water.
Yep.
Okay, I'm
Completely
gonna go
normal,
over-
regular water.
I'm gonna
I
go
stick my
over
tongue
behind the.
out. No.
That's a long tongue. I go behind the counter. I flip a switch so that my roof can collect the water and the buckets and everywhere and get them all filled up.
And you start to hear a water collection system in the roof, in the rafters above you, beginning
And the-
to.
Pipe going down to the area that looks like
What-
a little pool jacuzzi thing.
What was sounding like just kind of a very muffled rain sound now turns into like rain on a bare tin roof sound.
Nice.
As it starts to collect in your fresh water collection system.
And since I'm behind the counter, I'm going to go ahead and pull out the items that I had excavated for my new clients, lay them out. Like, here are the items I was able to pull for you.
So you pull the box up onto the counter and you kind of.
Yep.
And before you, before you inside this box, Quinlan, is what appears to be a pretty fairly made replica of your rope dart, made of a high carbon steel and a material kind of plant fiber rope. The rope feels slick to the touch, not as slick as your original rope dart was, elven construction and all that, but it'll pass.
Yeah.
And most importantly, it isn't affected by the material plane as much as your orichalcum one was. Also in there is a piece of equipment for Willow of your choice. Just a piece of equipment that you feel like if you need it, you can have it in this moment.
A cloak.
A cloak
I don't-
made of a fine, a cloak made of a fine earthen kind of texture, kind of a fine earthen grain, very, it's a bit of a rough texture, but it serves its purpose very well. A nice plain, what color is it?
Let's go with black.
Just a plain black
Ooh.
cloak. And you kind of like pick it up and shake it out a little bit, and it fits.
Damon's gonna kind of look curiously at Willow and say, "You've come all this way to go shopping?"
I didn't.
I want to mention that the cloak has a brooch on it, the clasp to keep it together, and there is a little bit of the refined laramite embedded in it.
Very, very small decorative piece.
While Zog is very sitting quietly and patiently, can he just like insight check the group that's coming?
What are you inciting for?
Essentially, like in Zog's mind, someone just strolled up, gave his friend beef, and now other people are here, and she's only talking to. Essentially, I'm inciting check Damon, of like, okay, Tesla hasn't made any comment or mention that Damon's in this room. Why is he here?
Okay.
Wait, what?
I guess make an insight check on Damon being here.
Because wait, tall elf, kind of looking creepy in the corner. No one's talking to him.
Right. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Insight.
Insight his
Who the
existence.
fuck is this guy?
Insight his
20.
existence.
22.
22. Damon, any response?
It's Fiven.
You notice Zog staring at you, although you do not know his name yet. Well, you notice a half-orc staring at you, kind of roughened boatman raiments. One of the better equipped ferrymen that you've seen in your material plane travels.
Something the matter, my well-traveled friend?
Your insight check reveals to you that he had no problem existing in this space until you started staring at him.
I know when people aren't from the air, and you, tall man, are not from this area.
Sundial will copy Zog and just begin to stare at the elf.
Damon,
I mean,
you also... Sorry.
Go ahead.
You also notice standing in the vicinity near you, a very large, bulky, what appears to be almost a stone golem construct-esque creature. A big glowing green ball in the center and various bits of rubbish and stone and weaponry and armor festooning his surface and his stone-like texture.
and
and
a
a big
very
mohawk.
nice rope bow tie.
So,
Yeah, and
I would look at. I would continue that the stare at him as he's staring at me. You're right. I'm not from this area. I'm just a curious traveler, and I offer you no more than that.
Oh, so is he. And I point to Sundown. I walk right up and I like shake his hand, and instantly out of like beast mode and is very friendly. Like,
uh-oh. It looked like he fell over, but the phone fell over.
What happened?
It looked like, sorry, Monk's phone fell over, and it looked
Oh.
like it. But instead of the phone falling over, I thought he fell over.
Just like, boom.
Oh my god! No! Oh my god!
Oh
Oh
my
my god! Dadley, are you okay? Can you hear me, buddy? Dadley.
Let the old man get up. Just let
Oh,
him get up. Let him get up.
It
Hey,
turns
you
out
all right?
demonstrating falling over means you fall over.
Me not fall over. Yeah.
Exactly.
The demonstration.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
10
That
out of 10 for commitment to the bit.
Right?
Commitment to the bit.
Commit.
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna count this as my first nat 1 of the game.
Hey, can somebody clip that? Like,
Don't clip
please?
that.
Yeah,
Please.
let me clip that. All right, it's clipped.
That'd be awesome.
Whew! Off to a flying start.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
All right. So Tesla,
Mhm.
you have also taken notice of this like elf that did not previously accompany them, but you were getting through the business side of things first.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know who they associate with. I'm just assuming they're all together now. Maybe it was somebody that was, I don't know. I don't care. I'm doing business.
Business, business, business.
So,
And I tell them the appropriate amount that these two items are worth.
which would be just about to the tune of, for both items, just about to the tune of 7 gold.
Okay.
2 for the cloak, 5 for the rope dart.
Okay. And I will hand that over.
All 7 or just the 5 for you?
Just a 5 for me.
There you go.
I'll do the to do.
All right. You deduct your respective coin amounts. All right.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Is there anything else I can do for you?
No idea. At this moment in time.
Why is it
You
so
both kind of
quiet?
like, all of you, like after you say that, Tesla, you feel like the attentional shift in the room be to the window that looks outside and the pouring rainfall. And you get the feeling that at the moment, the only thing they really need is a little bit of shelter.
Okay.
Mm,
Considering the weather, you are welcome to stay as long as you need. Obviously, we have plenty of couches and benches. I do have some snacks if you need.
I also have a spare bed on my boat, by the way. Just so y'all know, I live on my boat. My boat's over there in the.
Zog.
Y'all don't know I ride a boat.
Zog.
I'm Zog. Oh my God, there's a ferry. None of us have introduced ourselves. We've all been standing in a row.
Hi.
This is my friend Zog. He is
I'm
the
your friend.
he is my exporter shipment. Occasionally,
Not the
he'll come
sharpest
by
tool in
and
the shed, is he?
he's a tool. He helps me out with various shipments and whatnot. The rare items, the rare shipments. And then this is his I don't know, his
Companion.
He's my friend.
first mate, his first ship first
Friend,
mate.
companion.
Friend. Maybe my son. We're trying to figure that out.
I am son.
Oh
Hello.
god, I'm
He is son.
Hello. I am
He
son.
is
Dial.
my son.
Okay.
He reaches out a hand and it stretches. It like detaches from each other and it's just like small rocks and pebbles.
I like to imagine you can make 3 hands out of like different parts of you. For like
Oh
the
yeah,
third.
if he just like focuses, he can do prestidigitation and change
Make-
and mold earth together
Also,
and changes hands into 3.
to that point, make an Arcana check for me.
To me?
Yeah, you.
Okay.
You're trying to make 3 hands with prestidigitation.
No, he's
Technically,
trying
I
to
can-
make 1 hand. He has 2.
Fair enough. The DC is lower.
Okay. Because you can technically concentrate on multiple things on a cantrip, and cantrips aren't concentration unless you have a
Yeah.
concentration.
Oh yeah, you can. Never mind. No Arcana.
Yeah,
check.
because you can do most things with a cantrip.
I would say all 3 of your kind of
I
prestidigitation.
mean, if you want me to, I can to see how
One-
cool it comes.
Yeah, you
together.
get a prestidigitation to make the hand. You get 1 to give the sensation of the hand, and you get 1 for the.
Arcana, you said?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's going to be a 21, my good man.
It's
A
so
third
good it has
hand just
6
materializes from Sundial's back, and just like comes out to greet.
Hello.
The third hand is willow-sized.
Okay. So I go up and hand or shake it, and I cast Druid Craft, and I make a flower disappear on his hand.
You
Look.
see Sundial.
He looks at the
On
flower.
the moss on one of your forearms, you see a little flower bloom.
He stares at it for a long time and just studies it. Pleasant.
Flower.
Thank you.
Okay.
Zog, I like this
welcome.
one.
I have never met a fairy. I walk up to the fairy because I don't know your name yet. I'm like, I'm Zog. I have an extra bed on the boat if anyone would like a little more private quarters. Private-ish. I guess me and Sundial. It's not any more private than this place. Now that I
Zog,
realize this out
Zog.
loud.
Oh, you're going out there?
I mean,
I'll
I-
stay in here.
I wanted to be your friend. It's fine. It's fine.
What is-
Anyone's more than
what
willing
is-
to take the spare bed.
What is friendship?
Us.
Incredible.
Oh my goodness.
What is the purpose of friendship?
I feel like one of these people would be much more suited to answer that than me. You've heard a lot of my
Turns to
answers.
everyone
Sure.
is like, what is the purpose of friendship?
This question is posed to the room.
Been just me for so long, I don't quite remember how to describe it.
You're staying on my boat. You need a friend.
The purpose.
I have.
The purpose of friendship has often been debated in many circles. But I believe that it is for companionship to not be so alone.
Out of character, you're fucking killing it. Like, I need to say it. Like, you're-
He has this air about him. This
Song.
you do. It's so fucking good.
Sun turns to Zog. He says, is that what those women on the ship are?
Now let's go back to the other conversation of
Women,
fathers
you
versus
say?
dads.
At that point, I will turn and I will go to whatever like computer-esque thing that I have to do some research and see if I can't find out who is taking my business, where all these people are going, etc.
Damon's
Oh my
gonna
God.
lean into Zog.
Quinlan is
Wow.
just going to just give you the look and just watch this unfold. Just a
Is this like a
Dono.
disappointing look or just like a curious look?
Dono, just
Curious.
For that,
Okay.
have an inspiration point, Dono.
Okay, I've got 3
Oh
points of
my
inspiration.
God.
So Damon is gonna lean in to Zog at this point and say, "I have the whiskey if you have the women."
We can get this boat rocking.
Zog, we do not have any women.
I can find them.
Oh my gosh.
Have you met Tesla? I found one for you. I feel like Zog is constantly trying to set Tesla up with people at this point. Because the
Apparently.
first time he did was such a dud.
Oh my
Oh, I totally ignore him. I'm just like, no.
You're in your own zone, trying to figure out who's stealing the business.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
just
so
ignoring the whole
to go back,
conversation.
so to go back to your point, you kind of head off into a private quarter, where your packages came through.
True. Yeah, I'll open them up.
You open one of them. Looks to be a payment for a previous delivery.
Yes.
You can add 50 gold
Nice.
to either the stores of the business or to your own personal goat, your
Oh, he
choice.
did. Oh, sorry.
And you. Oh yeah, oh wow, look at that. Wow, it's only taking Wentz is saying it in chat for all of us to notice. Dono got a haircut.
I literally
didn't
sent
wanna
a
say
picture in
anything.
chat.
Second I got here.
I did not want to
Okay,
say
I
anything
was not-
in case I was imagining it.
Yeah.
No, Dono got a very spiffy haircut.
Should I
Looks
do a
amazing.
360 turn? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Very
Woo!
nice.
there we go.
Hey, thank you very much. I got a haircut too.
Did you get your one hair?
This is a choice. This
All right,
takes-
Tommy Pickles, calm down.
Hey, don't knock it. I may be joining Monk in that style soon.
Oh.
God.
Oh.
The Mr.
Alright.
Clean Club is growing.
So,
Well, when you're losing it, it
Oh,
just kind of
God.
makes
Well,
sense.
in all
Oh,
fairness, like I said, this
no.
is a choice. I mean, I don't look good with hair. I've got real tight curls, and it looks like I have an afro.
Mhm.
I cannot imagine this, and I need it in my life. How many subs does A&I need to get for you to grow out your hair?
oh
I-
my
I-
god.
I can totally imagine it, and I want to see it.
Right?
Wow. Anyway, open up the other. You open up the other package, and it's kind of just it got jostled around a little bit because this is the one that kind of landed on just on the deck, on the front deck.
Yeah, I didn't get a
it-
chance to berate him for that, but okay.
Jostled but not damaged. Appears to be some finer raw materials, a little bit of looks to be some finer springs, a couple of cogs, a couple of pins and cotter pins and things, general clockwork bits and bobs that you would need to put together some more intricate machines or repair some of your other intricate machines, as well as a note.
Okay, I'll take it up and I'll read it quietly to myself.
Okay. Do you care for the others to hear it, or do you just want me to text it to you?
As long as they don't metagame, yeah, you can say it out loud.
Okay. The note that you get, yeah. If you really don't want a metagame, remove
will make
headphones now. All right. Beautiful. The note that you pull out is unsigned, but it reads, "From one junkyard to another, I understand the importance of finer things.
That's it.
It looked like you were writing it down.
Oh no. I was yeah.
Okay.
I,
From one
go ahead.
junkyard to another, from one junkyard to another, I understand the importance of finer things. Consider this a welcoming gift from your new neighbor."
And does it sign who the neighbor is?
Unsigned.
Huh.
Just all that they say in relation to their person or their personhood is your new neighbor. You can investigate the handwriting if you wish.
Is that a intelligence check or a wisdom check?
Intelligence would work for it. Yes.
Ooh, let's do that. Let's do that then. Yes, let's do the note check thing.
All right.
23.
23. There's something about this handwriting that feels familiar. And you think back to the boat trip. And there was a note or two that was written and passed between you and a certain other person. One that you are familiar with.
Do I remember his name?
With the 23, no, it just escapes you.
Okay.
But you know who this person is, you just don't remember his name.
Right. I know exactly who it is. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. All right. Headphones on. We're in a good point. Yeah. There we go.
The visual.
Yeah, playing charades. One word, headphones. All right. We got a couple who will be right back. Okay. So yeah, that's what. Yeah. So there's your note. And these are fine-looking bits and bobs. But looking at it and putting the pieces together, they're not as fine as yours. This feels like something to you. You're not sure
Like
what.
a copy.
Yeah.
Not quite. It's not like the original.
Not so much a copy as it's not exactly like a copy or plagiarism or anything like that. It's just an attempt. A good attempt, but an attempt. And on that note, we're going to take a little break. And we'll come back to this in about 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll
Cool.
see you then, everybody.
Yeah, I love you. Bye.
That's good. I had to get up.
And we're back. Okay.
Hey, how's it going?
My apologies for the stream cutting out. Dono.
Listen,
The full VOD will be
Back to
available.
playing D&D.
The full uninterrupted VOD will be available to view on
link tree down below. Yeah.
youtube.com/user a bunch of random numbers and characters that spell out Adventures in Admission.
Or if you,
Oh
or you
yeah,
can just
and
go
by
down.
next time we'll have the podcast.
Oh yeah, and weekly thing, semi-weekly thing will be audio only podcast available for you wherever podcasts are distributed. I almost said sold again. You don't sell a podcast.
It might be 2 weeks because we're planning on 2 weeks for me to get that stuff up. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I'll try to get it up by next week.
It'll be up.
It takes
It'll
a
be
little
up at
bit
some
longer to get a podcast portion together than
It'll
it
be up at
does
some
the streaming portion.
Okay. So
What are we doing?
we are coming back. Who are you? Who are you people?
We're
What am
taking
I
down
doing?
Strahd's castle.
Yeah. As you gaze upon
I draw the
Keep
sun
Von Zara.
sword and I fuck and just whip them.
And I fuck.
And I fuck. We all fuck. All right. So,
Oh, so it's that kind of campaign.
no.
I could ask Grim for that book if
Hey,
you want.
dungeon master.
No. All right.
I do have another
No.
Getting
character
back
for
into it.
that.
Getting back into it. Getting back into
Yeah.
it.
I do have the 3.5 version of the Book of Erotica Fantasy.
Oh my god.
God.
You know they made a 5th edition version
on.
of that, right?
Why did we get on this tangent? Just stop. Stop. All right. So, getting back into it. Tesla,
Yes.
you have read the note. You've examined your cargo. You're putting some numbers together in your head, and it is still raining. Now would be a good time, because of the rain. If you don't want to go out into the rain, you can just intermingle among the space. Like Tesla said, there are some benches, some couches. These look to be like, you know how when you describe a couch as ratty, but in a good way. They're kind of
it's
like,
broken in. Like
yeah, these are broken in couches.
So comfy.
90% of the land of Quy'zz is covered in like trash and junk and scrap metal. Some of that trash is usable trash. Some of that trash is beautiful usable trash. Tesla has a certain eye for finding these nicer things and using them in decor or usability. And a couple of those things are some old couches. Not upholstered to the level of like a modern couch, but a couch nonetheless. The predecessors were some wild bastards when it came to technology. So,
couches, man. Zog,
as you wait for the storm to pass, commence.
Zog probably like trying to just this is more than just a Zog thing. I think everyone kind of feels like that weird uncomfortableness of like we're a bunch of people in a room that don't know anything about each other. He pulls out a deck of cards, and I'd assume there's like some sort of coffee table in here as well.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
He just starts shuffling the cards, and he looks at because he's talked to Damon a little bit. He looks at Willow and Quinton was the name?
Quinlan.
Quinlan. He looks at Willow and Quinlan and goes, "You guys have any card games where you're from?"
Roll a history check.
Could I roll one as well? Because he's hoping to like almost be like a rhetorical question of like, "Oh yeah, no, I know that." Like,
Yeah, go ahead.
12.
cool.
12. Uh-oh.
That smile. Is that another 20?
It's a 19.
19
Yeah.
and a 3. Zog, your question is an actual question and not a
Yes.
rhetorical one. Reese, Quinlan, and Willow, you are both from the Feywild. There are card games out the wazoo in the Feywild. There's like a new card game every other week. It was you guys are familiar, very familiar with the concept of quite a few card games. Have you played many of them? Not particularly. that's kind of up to character choice, especially Willow. You didn't really do the whole card game thing as the personal assistant, as a PA back in the day, but you are both very familiar with several card games.
I would not be, because I'm too big of a loner to play.
You would have a basal understanding.
What a fucking emo. I'm kidding.
Oh wow.
Dono,
No,
what is
the
it
games
about?
I
What
play
is it?
are much more fun.
What is it about when you're playing? Something comes out of you, Dono. I don't know
love
what.
it. Listen, I'm a fucking emo. I've had so many. You know how hard I've laughed at people because I went to school with like long hair and like my eyes were covered, and some redneck asshole was just like fucking emo. I'm like, idiot.
Fucking Hicks.
Oh my God. We don't. Hey, now we don't use H word. For those of you not
Well, then
familiar,
you didn't
I'm
grow
from
up
Tennessee.
emo.
All right.
I went
So-
to school surrounded by cornfields, so
Yeah.
well,
So-
on both sides.
Damon. So Damon,
Cornbread.
you were saying. Damon, you were saying.
Oh, the games I prefer to play.
Those
are a
of the
lot
heart.
more fun.
Zog's still shuffling the cards. He's like, what you got in mind?
Maybe another time. And he will pull out a flask and sip it.
All righty.
He hands the cards to Willow. It's just.
Quinlan is actually going to walk over to one of the sofas and pull out of his pack his double flute and begin to play a little bit.
Okay.
I would love to imagine that with Zog handing off the cards to Willow. It is like, you know, the giant Uno cards.
Yes.
It's just,
Yeah, just from regular playing card to giant playing card. Willow, as you kind of reach for the playing cards, they subsequently kind of shrink down to your size again. Zog, you watch this happen and you're like, what the fuck?
I was gonna ask, is this the first fairy I've like interacted with?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Like,
So,
period. Yes. It is the first fairy you have ever seen or interacted with.
is this the first fairy that
ever.
Sundial has ever? I'm kidding, no.
yes,
Yes, of course it is.
I just watched the card string and like that's a neat trick.
So, Willow,
It just happens.
what brings you so far from home?
I wanted to stretch my wings.
I'm inciting that chat like so hard.
Yeah, I
I'm
want to
inciting that
incite that
fucking.
as well.
Great answer, Willow. I'm tempted to give you an inspiration point for it. Zog, roll an insight.
Oh, that's a 24.
24, Willow.
And I got a dirty 20 for insight.
So both of you would meet the expected DC, I suppose. Willow, thoughts?
Well, one, she did want to stretch out her wings, and
The
Learn
sincerity
new-
is there, yes?
yeah, she wanted to learn new things about the world.
Totally sincere.
Okay.
100% sincere thought from Willow's mouth.
Murderous intent. So.
Passes the vibe check.
You would never expect.
So, Mr.
Never
Willow,
expect
that would
fairy
be
inquisition.
coming from me.
Anyway, Damon was saying something about Dial.
Oh, I said, no, Mr. Dial, that intent would be coming from me.
The more you talk, the more I really think you're just a teddy bear. Nobody who wants to kill people says, I want to kill.
What is
Don't
a
want
teddy
to
bear?
Kill them, just maim them.
teddy
Okay,
bear is an
curious.
object. It's usually
Okay.
supposed to be filled with cotton.
Oh, Tesla's back.
Yeah. As
Yeah.
Tesla comes out into the main room.
Tesla, we're playing cards and talking about why we're here.
Tesla,
because life-
the air of like business importance has kind of left the room at this rate. Now it's just kind of devolving into
What is the
No,
purpose of a teddy
casual-
bear?
casual niceties.
I'm gonna sit up on my counter, kind of jump up because I'm a little short, and I'm actually going to, since everyone is relaxing, I'm gonna just go ahead and relax myself, and I'm going to take off my prosthetic, which I didn't describe earlier, but there is a photo in the I'll share it later. She actually has an amputated leg, and part of it is shaped into like the half U shape that just fills in the gap between her knee and the ground, and she just kind of casually takes it off and just lets it breathe and relax, just sitting up there on the counter.
We're trying to figure out a card game we all know, and it seems like there isn't one that exists.
So make one up.
Have you
I
guys
guess-
heard of a game called Slapjack?
Go for it.
I'm looking at Willow, and I'm gonna keep saying Quinton. Quincy?
Quinlan.
Quinlan.
Quinn?
You're getting farther. You're getting farther.
am. Where's my
Just call him
goddamn
Q.
pen? I'm
Dial
writing
it in.
on my-
Dial it in. That might be that might be an okay place to start if you didn't already. I know some introductions. Some English words are coming out of my mouth. Some introductions were done earlier, but if anyone hasn't explicitly introduced themselves to anyone else yet, now would be a good time.
Did Sundial actually introduce himself?
Not at all.
Nope.
No,
Everyone
You
just
shook
extended
hands?
hands.
He just looked at me
There
and
were
was just like,
handshakes,
okay.
yeah. There were handshakes.
Oh yeah, I shook everybody's hand.
I just
Yeah.
I just gave a
Flowers
bow.
there?
I didn't actually shake your
Sundial.
hand.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and there again, Damon wouldn't have extended his hand either.
You're telling me this man made 3 hands for one of them to be shaken?
Oh.
And it's
And it wasn't even one of his
Aw.
real ones. And it wasn't even one of his real ones. The prestidigitated one was the one that got shook.
It was customized.
Yeah.
Wait, if I... Zog is looking straight at Willow. If I were to shake your hand, is my hand going to shrink?
I
I
didn't know.
I stick out my hand.
As your hands touch, nothing happens.
Oh.
Your hand just kind of completely encircles hers, and it shakes.
Well, for how small it is, you still have a firm hand.
Well, thanks.
So essentially, I just full transparency. Zog's kind of motive right now is if we're all distracted playing a game, like if we're all focused on one thing, he thinks everyone's gonna be a little more forthcoming talking, and not any ill intentions. If anyone's gonna insight that, not any ill
Right.
intentions. Not like I need info. Just like the room's quiet. I don't know how to handle that. Let's all talk. Like
Sundial
So,
walks
Willow-
to the deck.
Yes.
He just
Willow,
holds out a hand to Willow.
have
You
you
guys can
and
just
your
keep talking.
friend gotten to explore the town?
A little bit.
Moran is a
Shuffling it.
really good town. I've only been here for a month and a half, but it's quaint. It's
Air is acrid.
Sundial
It's-
passes out everybody 2 cards that are tipped underneath, or put under, or flipped upside
face
down.
down.
Face down.
Okay.
Yeah.
the people are friendly. I haven't really gotten to know too many of the locals yet, but
How would
That's
you
on my
know they're
to-do list.
friendly?
huh?
And how would you know they're friendly? Curious.
Shuffles.
I can talk to them without actually getting to know them. I mean,
But you
It's like a vibe.
haven't met too many of them.
What's down to?
I haven't
for
gotten
himself?
to know too many of them. I've met several of them. I've met like the in-town keeper. I was there for a couple of weeks while I got my shop set up, and I'm sure he'll recognize me if I walk back in and get something to eat there.
The
But
townkeeper, the innkeeper, is this at the High Ox or is this at some
Yeah.
other tavern?
yeah, the high ups.
The innkeeper at High Ox. Let me see here.
I wish to
His name,
explain the
by the
game
way.
that I'm playing.
I even got cards.
We'll get to that. We'll
Yeah,
get
you
to that.
do. Does that say deck of many or drinks of many?
Deck of many drinks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Beautiful.
gosh, look at
Did
that.
you-
Game that, he came
Son,
up-
Okay. Yeah.
son, did you set cards in front of Quinlan?
Yes, you have 2 cards in front of
This
you.
is gonna be
Underneath.
funny.
Why was I about to answer when I just heard son? Son? Yeah.
Oh, a
It's Quinlan's
reversal.
daddy to you.
Dad?
Dad?
Daddy,
will
sorry,
not-
Daddy, sorry, Daddy.
Oh my god,
Come
incredible.
on.
What's the innkeeper's name?
I'm trying to get to that point. And
Well, you
it's
get to
not
that.
working for some
Everybody-
reason.
If you wouldn't mind rolling me 2d12s.
Sure.
I've been playing D&D for so long. I don't think
Dummel.
I've ever rolled a D12.
Donald.
Dommel. DA''MIL. Dommel.
Oh, Domo. Okay.
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah,
like, what?
2 5s.
You got 2 5s? Okay.
A 10 and 1.
We were playing 21.
8
Playing
and
12.
12.
What are we? It's a 12.
Yeah, d12s. You're trying to get the closest to 21.
You reckon
11s
Okay.
and 12s
Those-
are like basically your kings
everyone
and queens.
who has a card hand in front of them make a general intelligence check.
I rolled a 7 and a 9 for the cards.
Okay.
17.
You don't have. Okay, so basically
17.
to explain this, but like for your future hands, basically 11 and a 12 are going to be your kings and queens, like jacks, kings, queens within the deck.
And they will still
But,
act as
like
tens,
one's
yes.
not like all those are your number cards. You're trying to get 21. Don't bust. You can either hit, like you can choose, and you can choose to hit. So Sundial will add another card to you, and then you just roll another d12.
So
Oh, cool.
basically, if you have ever heard of the concept of blackjack as a player, then you understand how this works. The general intelligence check is to see if you understand that concept as
Mhm.
your character.
Yes.
My
Okay.
character
And-
does not. She got a 9.
And this is
That'll
so
be a 12. Or,
none of you are playing against each other, but you all are playing against me, the dealer.
Okay.
Right.
And so it's all of you working together against me.
So Damon got a 17. Quinlan, what did you get?
I got a 18.
18. You are very familiar. Damon, you are very familiar. Tesla, you are not familiar. Willow?
19.
Oh my god. Have you rolled below?
Fantasy, I'm
not
need
even
you
gonna
to
finish
switch
that statement.
dice. This
I'm not
isn't
even-
like you, and I don't like it.
Willow, you,
Right.
despite having familiarity, you are very familiar with this game. Zog,
Yeah,
I'm
know,
assuming you
cool
taught
uncles.
it to him.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming that since Sun is doing this, you would have taught it to him. So I'm. Gonna
I
give-
rolled a 19 as well. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
So
I would say just for the flavor of it, you would have been the one to teach him this.
Can Sundial roll an intelligence check to make sure he knows what he's doing?
That is an excellent question, Sun.
I don't want to throw another player under the bus, but
I'm going to use my inspiration on that one.
and we did have
Yeah.
to remind you.
21.
21.
Oh, okay.
There you
I
go.
know how to
good.
play 21.
Yeah, 21.
20 fun. Okay. Sundial has in front of him a 1 and a 7.
Ooh, that's tricky for a dealer.
So, obviously, you guys would all know that the dealer
Yeah.
is going to have to roll or to not pull again for
Yeah.
themselves, but is anybody else going to want to add to theirs?
I'm
right,
hitting.
I am.
I have an 11.
Okay.
My
Sundial
character
hands
is
you
not.
So
that
let's
dice.
so let's establish an order for this. Why don't we establish
Everyone roll
the order
initiative.
As... No.
Go for it.
No, instead of initiative,
DC
just
Gamer,
go in.
thanks for the
We can just
cheers,
go
100
in. We
bits.
can just go in stream order.
Thank you for the
Hey.
bits.
100 bits. Thank you.
Biddies.
We can just go in stream
100
order.
biddies.
So it would be Tesla and then Zog and then well, we would skip the dealer
Mhm.
until the end, right?
Yeah, dealer goes at the end.
Yeah, dealer goes last. So it would be Tesla, Zog, Willow, Quinlan, Damon, and then the dealer.
Yeah.
In that order. Because it is circular stream order, and that just
Okay.
works.
Can
So-
I see Tesla very confused by this game?
Absolutely. And she doesn't know what to do, so she's just gonna hold what she has, which is
Okay.
16.
It's not a bad hold.
Not terrible.
It's not terrible.
Uh,
A 7 and a 9, yeah.
Zog
I mean, you're
has
just
an
going.
11.
Okay. So
you're
Zog
gonna
wants to hit. So, do you want me to roll, or do you want to roll?
I just rolled,
Okay, so go. Yeah. What'd you get?
and I got a 9, so I'm at 20. I
Okay.
stayed.
Okay, so you
Mm.
stay there. And
By the
like-
way, as a point of contention here, has anyone even thought about putting money down, in-game money down on this?
Oh
game?
yeah.
No,
Has that
I
thought
This is
haven't.
just
entered
a start.
anyone's minds? Because you don't have to.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But with your understanding with Zog, Zog, Quinlan, Willow, Damon, and Sundial, your understanding of this game is that this is a betting man's game.
So
Uh,
Sundial's whole thing here is that he hasn't started to do any kind of betting for a reason.
Yeah.
Just because he's like,
This is
all right,
just an
let's just start greasing the wheels here.
Yep.
Yeah, this is just an icebreaker. So
Let's get the we're sitting here, we're waiting. So everybody,
Then
like,
you
let's
may
see who gets it.
continue.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
Anybody else wanting another card? Yeah. So
Me.
Sundial will hand you another one, and to Damon as well, if you ask for it. So
Well-
roll me a d12.
So I'll roll the d12, but I want to do something.
Okay.
Okay.
So the d12 was 3,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm gonna do the rogue thing.
Mm.
I'm gonna slide a hand to see if I can switch the card out.
Okay. Roll me a sleight of hand. Sundial. Roll either. What is your passive perception, Sundial?
So I have a passive perception of 13, but I also have an ability,
Which is
which is I have blind sight.
right. That doesn't. It's not so much. Blind sight doesn't so much. You
Would
would
it-
be more referring to tremor sense in this case.
Yeah.
Blind sight isn't
Would I have a-
exactly going to help you.
Could it give me advantage on noticing that there's something iffy that he's doing?
Only if the sleight of hand check is a little iffy.
Okay. Yeah.
21.
21.
Not iffy at all. Your
Yeah.
blind sight would not help you in this case.
Okay,
You can make
never
a
mind.
perception check if you'd like,
Okay.
but
I'm just keeping an eye out like every good dealer would.
I've taught him well.
Natural 20.
Oh, you
oh my god! So,
Sundial
Damon,
just like
you-
dials
yes.
into you and it's just like,
yeah. So Damon, you like go to pick up the top card, but then you kind of like slip like the third card under into your hand instead. Sundial, you notice this immediately.
I use can I use like prestidigitation to just soil his wrist? To make the-
Soil his wrist.
Yeah, you can soil a piece of clothing. So I want to soil his wrist to ruin the card.
To ruin the card. Oh. Sure. Yeah, that works.
I can always dry it later.
So you kind of Damon, you pull the card out and it immediately kind of just like becomes soggy and droopy in your hand. And it looks like it's immediately it also, funnily enough, almost immediately smells weird too.
I will also not point out that he is cheated.
But this happens.
We see it. Like we see that card get all gross.
And with a
Well,
21
no,
sleight of
like,
hand, with
so-
a 21 sleight of hand, I would say you would be able to pick what card you got.
So I would like to say the way that Sundial would do this is that he noticed it, let him take it, and then soiled the card, so nobody else would have noticed.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, the card that you drew, which would have helped you immediately, just kind of like the ink on the card like smears once it gets soiled. So it's harder. So it's harder for everyone else to tell what card it is that you just got.
What did Willow get?
Yeah. What did Willow?
I got up to a 19.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay.
All right.
I got a 13. I'm gonna go again. I'm up to a 13, so I'm gonna go again.
You're up to a 13. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm staying 7.
Okay.
Very nice.
All right.
And I have this soggy card like in my palm.
Yeah. It's just like. Like, feel the want to shake your hand almost a little bit, like something just like made your palm wet for some reason.
Okay.
Like having a post-it note on your hand, you're like,
Yeah. It's just
How
Just
close
try to-
is Sun to me?
in
like
the
a dealer's
circle.
table
He's
from?
right next to you.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna 20. That'll do, and I'm gonna slap him on the back with the card.
Sundial, you immediately feel a card stick to your back.
Okay. I will mold earth to bring it back, or to. I'll mold earth.
Absorb it.
To,
Okay, hold on.
Absorb
Is mold
it?
earth you say
yes,
mold earth
is a
a couple of
cantrip.
times. It is a cantrip. Okay.
Okay.
I will
will
say-
mold earth and then shape water, dry it, prestidigitation to create it to be back to normal, and then put it back into the deck.
Is shape water a cantrip?
Yep.
What the
All
hell?
three
man?
of these things that I'm doing are all cantrips. They do not cost concentration, and you
Wow.
can do them at the exact same time as each other.
That's impressive. That's incredibly impressive, actually.
What's
Well
Quinlan
done.
doing?
Well done. I already gave you an inspiration point earlier in the game.
Cool, I'm back
I
up to
should
3.
get one for teaching him.
just hand him out
Well
like
done.
candy.
All right,
I'll just leave it. I'll just leave that at well done.
so you guys are all staying. Sundial is at 8.
Wait, did we hear what Quinlan's doing?
Oh,
He's still playing, but indicates that he's gonna stay.
okay.
Okay.
You see Sundial pull out a 7 to the 8, so he now has 16
15.
or 15, and then
I only know that because I play a lot of cribbage.
yeah, you're good. I need to actually get myself another D12 here.
We'll come back to that.
I'm just gonna roll it on D&D Beyond. Screw it.
There you go.
D12, and then one more D12, and then he gets a
Forgot I had D&D
17.
Beyond open. I just heard that too.
What was that noise?
That was
my
him rolling his dice on D&D.
my my dice are little potion bottles. So he now has 17,
Okay.
and then he has to do again because you guys,
Yep.
some of you are higher than him. Rolls again. Gets a 3
Oh,
to get a 20. Is anybody higher than a 20?
no.
Sitting right at 20 personally.
Does
think
the
a lot of
dealer
people
have
are
to go
20.
above or just meet you
No,
guys?
If a dealer
ties-
matches, it's a draw.
Okay. So
If the
then he
dealer,
meets-
well, most casinos is if a dealer ties, the dealer wins.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
also true. I know that in New Vegas, if a dealer ties, it draws.
Okay. And then
In Fallout New Vegas, that is.
just a flavor of
thought they made it rule.
prestidigitation, he's going to take all the cards back into the deck and then shuffle them.
And you all watch the cards like just magically kind of like come into your come out of your hand and into the deck. By the way,
Quinlan.
I will do this now so that we don't have to do it later. I would like each of you to give me a number between 1 and 20.
Like,
Like
just-
roll for it or just...
Whoa, no,
11.
don't roll for it. Just you can pick your favorite. You can pick a random one, whatever you'd like. I've already have
11.
11.
I just,
13.
13.
rolled
Damn it.
and I rolled and I wasted a natural 20.
Oh.
Oh.
Well,
So
natural
fine.
1 and natural 20 are givens in this scenario.
So
I'm gonna go 1 then.
I'm gonna go. I'll go
Okay.
19.
19.
I'm gonna go 9.
The champion's crit.
So I have a 1, I have a 4, I have a 9, I have a 11, a 13, a 19.
Yep.
That's all of them.
That's all 6 of you. Okay. 1, 4.
My wife has this thing
9,
for odd numbers. So, like
11,
our wedding day was
13.
9/13.
Oh, I love that.
Anytime it's pick a number between 1 and 20, 9 times out of 10, I will pick 13.
All right.
because of
I had my favorite number as 13 when I was a child because I noticed that if you take the 1 and you take the 3 and you mash them together, you can make the letter B. And when I was a kid, I was like, that's cool. That's my favorite number now.
My favorite number is 47 for a number of reasons that we will not get into right now.
Okay.
I bet it has to do with
Um,
NASCAR.
So Sundial, since he
Not
won
really?
the hand,
Mhm.
he's going to say no. For those that win, for those that lose, for this next hand, they get to ask the losers, the winners get to ask the losers a question about the others. Do you consent?
Nah, I'm out.
Stops playing.
Tesla! What are you
Tesla
hiding?
Tesla and Quinlan both stop
It's
playing?
not that I'm
Quinlan
hiding
stops playing
anything.
his flute.
Oh,
And-
right. By the way, Quinlan, make a performance check for
Sure.
me. You will.
We'll go with this one.
For the unless you've made like a vocal no, he will begin to deal you out cards, and you guys can now roll two d12s.
And that roll came out as a nat 1.
Oh.
And that one performance? Oh no. So this is a little bit retroactive. What?
What'd you
Damn
get?
it.
What'd you get? 10.
got it,
Oh,
oh
my God.
21. Oh.
Oh
I'm
my
gonna
god.
stay.
Okay. Dealer has a 9 in front of him.
All right.
I guess
To
I
play
shouldn't
out
say
the nat-
him, them.
To play out the nat 1 very fast. Retroactively, you pulled out your flute and you began to play it a little bit, and then you noticed that the tune was a little bit off. So you tried to like adjust it to tune it right. Played it again, and it was still a little off. You adjusted it. It broke off in your hand.
No.
On a natural 1, I would imagine that your with a double flute, it would just break. You can have it fixed. You can have it fixed in a number of ways.
Currently, the
I'm
person
sure
able to
there's
fix
something
that
around
is
here.
not playing the game. So
Yeah. that is also true.
And Quinlan has 2 8s in
Okay.
front of him.
so 16.
Does he split? We don't have to get that technical.
Oh yeah, you can do that.
Oh my.
And then I can give you.
Zog has a 20 and he's just staying.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Gearsparks.
Gear left. Oh dear. This is an
no.
unfortunate series of events. What has
Unfortunate
occurred?
indeed. Let's continue playing.
Well, the overlays messed up.
Well, it's
right
fine.
now.
I can still just do it.
I have a 10.
You have a 10? Okay. Would you like to hit?
Yes.
Okay. So you're given a card. Roll a 12.
Mother truckers.
What'd you do?
Oh, my phone
That's-
died.
That's a +3.
That's a
So
plus 3.
that's a 13.
That's a 13. Would you
You
like
can hit
another
again.
card?
Can I have another card?
Yes. He hands you another, or they hand you another card.
Yeah, I'm out.
You're out. Did you bless?
So Donna,
Yeah, that was an 11.
Oh.
Oh no.
It's fun.
Okay.
Quinlan is
Oh,
gonna hit.
Her battery died.
Oh no.
Oh, dead battery.
So-
oh no.
Tesla went off to the side. He's like, I'm out. Perfect. And walked off. And I guess working on the
So
flute.
16 plus 3 is 19.
So are you sticking with that? Or you wanting to... Want a
I
chance?
got a
it?
21.
He's,
and that's
he's
20.
gonna stay. I want to
Okay.
hit. Quinlan's gonna stay.
Okay.
I want to go gambling with you now.
Incredible.
Okay. Oh, here comes Gearsparks.
There we go.
Drunk, get rid of your... Drunk, get rid of your crap.
Get rid of your phone, man.
Get rid of your crap, you dang junkie.
Hello again.
Hello. Welcome back. Okay.
Come back
Hello.
and fight me
If
like a
everybody's
man,
good
you
with what cards they
vegetable.
have. So, Willow busted.
Yeah.
Everybody else is staying. Damon has a 21.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 4 with the 9, so that's a 13.
Yes.
I have to keep going. A 4 with the 9 plus, so that's 13 plus 5 is 18.
18. You need
Right.
3.
Fucking sound effects.
I know, right?
Rolling on D&D.
I got a 1,
Mm.
so I got a 19.
So an ace is laid down on the table in
Yes.
front of him. The tension is building now. The tension is building.
Yes.
And now it's probably a bust.
He literally needs a 2.
Please be a bust.
It's bust.
3.
I bust.
Ah. So Damon with a 21 wins the hand.
hmm But Willow busted, and so did Sundial. And then
So it's
and
Damon, Zog, and
So-
Quinlan.
Yep.
With the non-specificity of the question, anyone who didn't bust gets to ask Sundial and Willow a question.
Mhm.
Yeah,
As long as
so-
they participated within the hand.
Yeah. So Zog, Quinlan, and Damon, you can each ask one question of Sundial or Willow, but not both.
Yes.
So one person, one question.
Damon, how about you kick
Or-
this off?
So he kind of glances back and forth, just his dark eye shifting from Sundial to Willow. Kind of nods curtly at Sundial, and then eyes snap back to Willow. You are a curiosity. I've traveled far and I've traveled wide. Back and forth, back and forth. And I've never seen a fairy this far. What are you really doing here?
So, your answer can obviously be a lie, but in my case here, I will only ask a deception check if it is depending on the level, the blatantness, the blatant level of of a lie that you would tell. You can answer truthfully if you'd like. You know, no worries there. But little white lies, little fibs, I will let kind of slide in a certain case. Are you
wanted
muted?
to-
Oh, no.
No,
No, I was. Sorry.
no, you're good. I wanted to explore how other people have lived. The way I was brought up was not similar to most. So, yeah. Just a small little fairy exploring the world.
But I am gonna insight check that.
Okay.
Calling bullshit on this. Kidding.
19 plus dirty 20.
Complete and utter sincerity, I'm assuming? Yeah, complete and
Yep.
utter sincerity.
It's like you guys think that a
Curious.
fairy lies. Okay.
curious.
All right.
Quinlan?
Zog.
Oh, I was gonna let Quinlan go first.
Oh, Quinlan.
Oh. He's going to look at Sundial and ask, so, just how old are you?
How do
Son, you have
calculate-
two potential
Yeah, I do.
answers to this question.
I have to ask in return. So he asks, it completely depends on how you calculate years or age. Is it through rotations of sun? Or is it the mind being active?
That I think I'll leave to you to decide. It is your life, is it not?
So your two potential answers to this question, I will text. to
Okay.
you.
Yes, please do.
And you can answer with whichever one. One of them is obvious because we
Yeah.
went over it in session 0, but the other one I will text you now.
Please.
Or you could make up a number.
I was thinking, or he could not answer. Technically, the question was already asked.
That's also true.
True.
You do not have to participate any further from this point if you so choose.
But then again, I'm just a dick like that.
That is true. So you can answer with either answer, the obvious one or the one I just sent you.
As a side note, Dippy, my character is able to infuse an item. I want her working on a homunculus.
A homunculus.
Yes. A little buddy, little partner.
Yeah, little boy.
Little boy.
He answers, I do not know the exact answer, but it is greater than 2.
Two what? Days, months, years?
That is fair.
Where's I need Tasha's. Where's Tasha's?
I feel like Zog is just like
Zog's in his head like, when the fuck did he get on my boat again?
2 months?
Incredible.
I think it's been longer than 2 months. I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's. Well, I mean, it was a
it's
month
been
on
almost
there.
about a year.
Yeah. Zog's question, he turns to Sundial and he goes, "You don't eat, so how come food keeps going missing in my fucking fridge?"
And that's an inspiration point for Zog. Congratulations.
Nice.
Is
The stress you deal with in your daily life. You don't know this, but you sleepwalk at night and for some reason eat a lot.
You're a
Sleepy.
stress eater.
Sleep
Dude.
eating.
You also run into the
I
wall a
actually
lot.
do. Zog, like, this is the first. Zog's been very confident since everyone's like walked in and everything. This is the first time you see Zog just kind of like slink down in his chair. He's like, "Oh, I mean, I've been packing on a little more weight than I thought. Okay, I mean, that makes
Tesla.
sense, but
Tesla looks over and goes, "You do. Trust me.
I
I was on the boat for how long? Whatever
Uh,
that
you were
trip
on my
was.
boat for like a month and a half, 2 months.
About a month and a half.
Yeah, that's let's just say that there was an instance or two that I'm glad you were asleep for.
How come nobody warned me? I sleep naked. Like,
Yeah,
I do not know what the need of clothes are.
That's fair. Besides your fancy bow tie.
This is my
You
favorite
You mean
thing.
his collar? You mean his
His
collar?
bow tie? His
It
collar.
looks like a collar. It's
You don't usually see
Unless-
like anger through like Sundial, but like he just looks at you, Tesla. And it's just like
his glowing
and it's
green
just kind of
goes
like
more
disgusted
on the yellow.
with the thought of
orange.
like, this is not a collar.
Yeah,
This is
there's
a
a slight hue shift from green to just a little bit more like of a rancid yellow of like anger to that question or response.
Excuse me.
To play out your infusion, what are you making the heart? What object do you want to make into a heart?
The homunculus.
Your enemies get benefits
I
for magically creating a special homunculus that serves you. The item you infuse serves as the creature's heart.
was thinking some refined laramite.
All right. So you grab a little chunk.
I
kind of
want
just
to
out
ask
of like a closet.
really quick. I thought, isn't that like the hella expensive stuff?
Yes.
Refined ligament. You
So,
are
like-
throwing this stuff around so willy nilly. You're like, I can't believe you're loaded.
So there are
I,
context for both the viewers and the players. Refined luramite coins are
Yeah.
made very specifically to be like densely packed with luramite into a single like piece. They are more
Okay.
valuable when they are denser. A luramite coin weighs like almost like the weight of 10 gold coins in your hand.
Okay.
Raw chunks of refined luramite can just be, they're filled with pockets of air and little like
Oh, okay.
imperfections. and
All right,
they
cuts.
can be
makes more sense.
imperfect.
Yeah.
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 And I found a couple of small pieces of refined laramite during my little session 0, so even I have some.
Granted, Sundial's like laramite that he has on his head.
It
like,
is
that
a
his
like
head.
perfect
It is like
sphere.
perfect sphere. It is like
Yeah.
pure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is a
His is probably worth maybe, several hundred
Everything.
several
thousand.
hundred
This is worth
thousand
my
gold.
soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. If
To Sundial,
hypothetically,
his
Sundial's
laramite is priceless.
yeah, exactly.
I
That's
sent you
exactly
a
the right
private
point.
And he
message.
also does not know the exact price of his laramite.
It's like the Queen's diamond.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I saw
the
that, and I sent you a follow-up question.
Laramite that she's got for the homunculus is a little
I
more
didn't get
refined
the notification. Sorry.
than but most pieces. The part that she put she mines unrefined mostly, so it's a process to make it refined and
Oh
like
yeah,
there's she's got a few pieces, but it's like probably more than what you're used to, but
This
definitely
lady a bit
nothing
radioactive.
yeah.
nothing too flashy, at least
Okay.
not that she's aware of.
So
Was that all the questions?
you take this little piece.
Yeah.
It was.
Okay.
You take this little piece of refined luramite, and it kind of like, as you focus your mind on your infusion, you kind of watch it kind of like it kind of hovers up into the air, and you watch as it like glows, and then bits and shards of like the ambient metal in the room kind of like zip, zoom, zoom, like zipping and whipping past like people's heads and like hands.
Pieces from the crate that just arrived.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The springs and cogs.
Oh yeah. Kind of zip and form into the shape of whatever you choose. You choose the shape of the homunculus. The examples in the book are like a teapot or a winged cat or a bird, but really it can be whatever you'd like.
Cool. Yeah, winged
Okay.
animal of some sort.
Okay.
I'll figure it out.
I think it should be a
Tesla,
bear.
what is your passive perception again?
Oh
13.
god.
13. Okay, good to know.
Monk, what did you do?
What did Monk do?
Wow. making the assumption.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Making the
Downfall
assumption.
have played with you before.
Okay, so do we want to get another hand started?
Before anything, does Zog see the broken flute? Like, have you put it away? Have you like kind of kept it out, or like?
It's sitting in my lap.
Zog walks over and like kind of places his hand near it and goes, "May I?"
Put his hand on your lap. On his lap. Put
No,
your
the
hand on
flute,
his
not
lap.
the lap.
His flute is on his lap.
I don't
Yeah,
know if
not
it's
like-
important
well,
to me.
hi,
This
it's
is a
out
family-friendly
further.
game. We don't need you grabbing anyone's lap flute.
I'm trying.
This
No,
didn't
I-
say
I
you
look
went
at
head
him like-
first, so.
I'm like, I'm not gonna touch a man's instrument without permission. That sounds worse. That sounded worse. It's a fair statement.
Yeah,
Don't
wow.
touch instruments without permission.
I mean, at least you're considerate. You want consent.
Yeah. Dog. Consent is sexy.
Of course.
He gives a nod
First of all.
and holds it up.
I cast mending on the flute.
You watch as the bit that snapped off was kind of like an irregular break of the mouthpiece to the rest of the body of the flute. And you watch as it just kind of, this energy kind of flows in such a way that the cracks begin to glow ever so slightly. And you see your flute kind of like just realign itself and then kind of click right back into place, and it is fixed better than it originally was.
As it's like fixing, I am looking at him. And I say, like, we know kind of why Willow's here, and Damon is Damon. You've been real quiet, and it's okay if you want to stay quiet. I ship a lot of people on my boat. There are plenty of people who prefer the quiet rides, but I don't want you to feel like you can't talk.
I thank you for fixing my instrument. I am not much for people.
Seems like that's all we got right now, so I am sorry for that.
It is quite different than temple life, but I will adjust.
That's all we can do. And I pat his shoulder before going back to Sundial. And Dono's losing it over something.
Over something.
Speaking
I
of fixing an
need
instrument,
not-
did you hear they came out with a new generic form of Viagra? It's called macoxafloppin.
Oh my god.
I can't.
I
Monk!
feel like that is a dad joke. That is the worst dad joke.
We're gonna get
You
TOS.
said fixing the instrument, and that joke popped into my head. I had to shut my camera off. I was laughing so hard.
We're gonna get TOS'd because of you, Monk, I swear to God.
If we didn't get TOS for Smash or Pass on the Pokemon,
You know what? You are completely right. You are
You know what? Let's
absolutely
just have
right.
at it
Never
right now.
mind.
let's just load up the
Play a game
Pokemon
now.
right now.
It's free real estate.
Oh my god. Okay, so
Okay.
do we want to do another hand?
That's what Sundial is gonna ask.
Zog is. How's the weather looking? Like, is it
Yeah,
toned
is the
down at
weather-
all? Is it getting worse?
It is still raining. It
Can
is
I-
arguably, it's not worse. It's arguably getting better, but it's not letting up.
Can I see Toad Skipper from the window, or do I have to go outside to go see it?
You would have to go through
There's
the
probably a window in
you
the
would have
back
to go-
door.
Okay, yeah, you would have to go through like the office door and then look out of her back office window to see Toad
Yeah.
Skipper.
Zog's gonna step away for a second and go. He's actually still gonna go outside and just go like get a good look at Toad Skipper out there. Just make sure it hasn't gotten fucked up in the waves or anything. But yeah, He's stepping out if everyone else is. Monk is sending dirty jokes in the chat, everybody.
Yeah.
Just so we are all on the same page.
There is a reason why I am the pervy sage.
The pervy sage, the drunken monk, the man of many names.
Oh my god. Okay. So you're going
You
out to your
started
boat.
this, Dadley.
Yeah,
It's your
I did.
fault.
I wanted to fix a man's wound.
Wow. Okay, Zog,
I'm going out to the boat.
you're going out to your boat. You notice as you are making your way out to your boat that it is kind of like gently swaying as the water is kind of getting blown a little bit by the storm that's picked up.
Yeah.
It almost looks like it's gently floating away from the dock, but not floating away like down the river. It's just like, you know, you did tie your boat, right?
I didn't say I tied the boat, so I'm gonna say no, we did not tie the boat.
I think I have said it was.
So
I
he
don't
is
know.
going to attempt to do that in the storm.
So you see your boat kind of like rocking gently in the wind of the
Yeah.
waves. That is the storm. And you're getting like pelted with rain. Make me I'll say it's gonna either be an athletics check or a acrobatics check.
Would I have advantage or anything because it's my boat or just straight?
Just,
It's okay if it's just straight.
Just straight.
Okay. It's still
Inanimate
fine. It's a
object.
23.
23. Okay. Yeah.
Athletics.
You easily just like grab the rope from the deck and you just like
Yeah.
quickly like lasso knot and then and throw and it like hooks right onto one of the boat turns.
poles.
Yeah, boat
It's a pole.
what-
A boat
hooks on-
pole.
Yeah, it hooks onto a little pitten on the side of your
Yeah.
on the railing,
Don't
and
ask me. I was in the Air
you were
Force,
able
not
to.
the Navy.
Yeah. While
that
Zog's
is
on the
true.
Jesus
while
fucking
Zog's on the boat,
Christ.
he's just gonna do like his prayers to his god, keep the boat safe in the water, and whatnot, while like he knows everything else is going on inside.
Make a religion check.
Oh, okay. Surprisingly, not good at it. Oh, is that a 16 or a 19? That's a 16.
16. Do you add anything to it?
No.
16. You hear, as you're praying, you hear like a tiny whisper in your head. Storms happen for a reason, honey. Your boat will be safe.
Okay.
Zog comes back 30 minutes later for some reason, just drenched in sweat and breathing heavy.
Yeah, not 30 minutes. It's like it would be like
What, you're saying that he's a
For-
6-second baby?
for going out to the boat, praying and coming back. It would be about like 5 minutes.
Okay.
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 So that would
Do I,
mean that yes.
Sorry,
Right.
did I get a message back from that first? Do I get a reply?
From
You
sent
me a thing. I sent.
I will use prestidigitation on Zog to make him dry.
Wait, where?
Zog goes back outside. I like being wet. I know the ocean already.
Where did you send me a message?
And then when you come back in, I
Oh,
was
are you talking about the message that they sent
No.
when they first got into the shop, right?
Yeah, my character was got received 3 messages. One she replied to already.
Yeah.
Was there a reply to hers?
Not yet.
It takes 1 to 2 business days, and like it's a storm, so Postal's gonna be a little.
Okay.
Signal's a little slow.
Do we wanna do another hand of
the
eight?
rain is making it a little worse.
Do we wish to do another hand of blackjack?
Zog is good. Zog
Okay.
is.
Then we're good.
So now it is literally just the Fae folks and Sundial playing blackjack at this moment.
Okay.
Tesla is gonna be a little more of a hospitable host and put her leg back on, and then go over and grab some snacks and kind of put some on the table so it's offered instead of.
Zog will
it's-
probably just like lend a hand.
So you
And it's
enter
like
into the dragon's
vendor-
temple.
kind of like vendor food, single packaging opening stuff.
You're gonna see Damon kind of reach for the food for a second, give it a second thought, then reach into his bag and pull out a ration.
Quinlan's gonna try and play again and pass on being part of this next round.
Hey, it's not polite to play with your flute in front of other people.
It is when another man has touched it.
I love my job. 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 Okay.
I love my fellow players.
15 for performance.
15 performance. All right. So you
Place me called it.
see why. Okay, I see what the image you sent me in the group chat now, and
Okay.
why an adjustment from earlier would have been a little weird. But let's go with it. I'll say there was a. It's a good. What's the word? Substitute. It's a good supplement for what it should
Nice.
look like.
Right.
So with a 15, you take your double flute and you just begin to play one of the songs of your Feywild homeland. And it's a little slow going as you're trying to remember it, but it is a slow tune, so that helps. And overall, it sounds very nice. It's a good sound to accompany the rain.
Would my character recognize the tune at all from?
More than likely, yes. If you are one of the Fae folk, you would recognize it. If you are not, it would be a little harder.
Well, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna walk out.
Oh, just into the rain?
Just to another room.
Oh, okay.
While
I mean, there's the bathroom.
Then the porch.
Out onto the front deck. Okay.
Sundial will use control water to make Zog wet because he said that he liked being wet.
thank you, buddy. Going back a quick step, while Tesla was taking out snacks, Zog would get up and help them. And while they're just like walking around getting everything ready, Zog would ask, like, "You have any ideas who's jacking on your fucking job?"
I have no idea. Like, I've already had 3 cancellations. I believe there was a cancellation earlier this week, but I thought that was just a low sing,
Yeah.
solo. But 3 in one day, that's a little.
Yeah, there have been a few, less than 10, but more than 2. Like just over the course of the last few days.
I'm sitting here, gears turning, like, okay, gears turning. Like, you're the only one in town that does this, right?
Well, I was, but apparently there's somebody else, and I don't know who they are. I haven't heard of them. This is a new thing, and I think I know, but I'd have to go and check. To be
Well, who do we
sure.
check it out?
Well, I mean, the weather's got to clear up a little bit. Like, I don't have the trolley working yet, but yeah, we could check it out later this afternoon. I'm pretty sure, like, with the way the junkyard is and my section that I have, the only logical place that they would have to set up would be on the east side. But there's hardly anything worth cultivating over there. I already checked it out, and that's not the best place. I mean, it was okay, but then I got this one, and it's a hell of a lot better.
Would Zog have dropped anyone off over there in recent?
Just got a natural 20 on that check. Yes, you would have. You would have dropped off a. So Moran is not a giant town, but it's big enough that there's a port on both. There's a port on the east side, and you have the dock on the west side for Tesla's scrapyard for Fassbender's fixes. The port on the east side sees like most of your passenger income and out, inbox outbox stuff.
Okay.
And you recently dropped off a hobgoblin.
Okay.
Who was wearing like a little, it looked like they had something like done to their like top coat of like natural hair that they kind of have to make it more like business presentable. And you saw him carrying a briefcase. This is what a nat 20 gets you. And you saw him carrying a briefcase. You didn't know what was in it or what it was for, but you watched him like walk in the easterly direction, like towards the outskirts before your boat started to leave.
Not to like throw DM on the spot, would I have caught his name for my tattoo?
I'll just give you the initials if that's the important part.
Well, all right. So my little plan was if I dropped anyone off there recently to borrow her sending stone, like her work.
Oh, sure. Okay.
And try to hit them up and be like, "Hey, do you see anything going on over there?" Like,
sure. Okay. Make a history check.
Okay. Oh, 17. I think I get a -1 on that. 16.
16.
Oh no, just 17. Yeah.
17.
No. Yeah.
Ow, ow, ow.
You would have picked up in the friendly banter. You would have asked him for his name, and he would have, like, thinking back to the moment he turned to look at you, and he said, "Well, if you must know, the name is Zolvek."
All right.
Zalvek.
Ooh, I was close. I spelled it with an F.
Zolvek.
I just dropped someone off there recently. How about I help on your sending stuff? See if he knows anything.
Yeah, sure. I can use one of my sending stones.
All right.
Okay.
So while all that's going on of the flutes and the snacks and whatnot, I'm just going to be on the sending stone giving him a call.
Okay. You get on one of the calling stones for Fassbender's fixes.
Yep.
To send an outgoing message, I need you to make an Arcana check.
Ooh, okay.
Because you've been around for incoming messages, but outgoing messages on these calling stones are a little bit of a new thing for you.
18.
18. Easy enough.
Yeah. I've seen Tesla do it.
Yeah.
I've shown how.
You've seen it enough times. So you reach out into the ether for Zolvek, the hobgoblin business person. And that is in quotes. You have a message of 25 words or less. What do you say to him?
Hello, Zolfek. It's Ferryman is one word or two.
I'll say
Ferryman
Ferryman is one
word.
nickname word.
Yeah. It's Ferryman just dropped you off recently. Curious if any new businesses have opened up by you. Looking for new work. Yeah, that fits. Yep.
Alrighty.
I'll drop that looking for new work after so he doesn't get too suspicious. Yeah.
And then you hear a company tagline on the end that Tesla recorded when she installed these calling stones.
Oh shit.
This stone call may be monitored maybe monitored and recorded for business purposes.
Okay.
It's the standard one. You haven't bothered to change the greeting yet.
Right.
I get a recorded copy of every single message.
Yeah. What do you
What
do you think the voicemails were for? So, about a minute later, you hear a reply in your mind that basically says something to the tune of, "Not entirely sure. I was going for a previous commitment to one place and one place only. Murmurs about new business are circulating. Unsure what."
I relay that to Tesla.
Well, still don't know much more, but I appreciate that. I don't know who it is. I don't know if I care at this point, but I'm pretty sure. I don't know how they're doing it because, like I said, that area was not top notch. It was not my quality. I didn't want to start my business over there. How are they getting my business if it's, I mean, so mediocre? I wouldn't think.
Have you? I mean,
I'm
that's
sorry?
the plan. I have the boat. You want to just
Ask
go
what?
now? What's going on over there? I have the
Oh.
boat.
I mean, yeah. As soon as the weather clears
No,
up,
fuck
we
the
can
weather.
go.
I've driven this boat in worse shit.
I know you
Hey!
have, but
Hey, Willow,
Yes.
you want to see how other cultures work? You want to go on a boat ride in a storm?
oh no.
Why not?
Do I hear that from outside?
Yes.
Then,
It's muffled, but yes.
that when she says why not, I kind of pop back into the door, but I don't say anything. I just
And I stop playing. And I just look at her like,
Quinlan,
really? You're roping us into this?
Quinlan, doesn't it sound kind of fun? You guys came out for adventure.
Kind of like,
I have God on my side. We're fine.
Oh my.
ow. Now, Zog,
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
you say, you want to go on a boat ride in a storm? And the strange thing after Damon and Quinlan kind of fall in behind Willow at that moment, you notice the clouds beginning to fade ever so slightly.
You want to go on a boat ride in a mild rain?
Yeah.
It's safer now.
Woo.
I can fit all y'all on my boat.
Get
I mean,
the
we all can.
feeling that the storm is subsiding
Yeah.
and turning just to a regular, just like a drizzle.
right. Let's go. I guess.
Damon, are you in?
He
They are
doesn't,
sopping wet.
Damon doesn't answer your question. He just kind of
Oh
puts
God.
he just kind of puts his hood up and stands there gruffly.
You will fucking teddy bear. You in. Me and you are gonna be best friends. Let's go.
All right, I'll get my stuff. I'll get my pack.
Quinlan. You can play your flute on my boat.
He
Wait, who are you? What are
Make
you
opposing
Carried,
strength
you
checks.
bastard.
picking up Quinlan?
Quinlan was
Sundial.
getting ready to stand up, and he's just been picked up and looks at
Oh!
Sun.
Yeah, it's a strange. It feels like you're being picked up, but it's a smoother action than a person would be picking you up.
Sundial.
And he's
Sundial.
not fighting it. He's
not-
just kind of
okay.
like leaning into it a little bit. Like somehow this is comforting. Yeah.
That,
so for
I need
him,
that in my life.
this is comforting. So he just kind of puts the
What
flute
else?
in his pack and just kind of hugs it
Okay.
Aw.
and is accepting that this is happening.
All right.
Right before everyone gets on their boat, I say, you don't have to give me your name, but if you set foot on this boat, I need your initials.
And I look at well, trotting out from behind because I had to go get my pack, which is half my size, and it's got
Oh,
all
yeah.
my stuff, my tinkering stuff, and my alchemist stuff.
Yeah, a veritable camper's pack, just with everything you could possibly need to survive in a wasteland like this
And
for
my
multiple days.
and my leg boot, all nice and tight, you know, a good adventuring leg, mechanical leg. I'm just walking out there, and I look at Willow, and I'm like, "Don't worry, this is not a spell. He just likes having tattoos of people's initials. Don't worry about it."
Okay.
And
I just say-
Quinn, go ahead.
I just say D.
That's fine. I'm sure there's plenty of just one letter initials on him, like, already.
Oh yeah.
There's just a bunch of D's.
You have all
Some
the
of them-
D's
It's
all
all
over you.
D's.
Yeah. Some of them
So
are
many
like,
D's.
Somebody told him their initials was like 8 equals D, and he didn't know what it was, so that's on his arm forever. Dono got the joke, or Dippy got the joke.
oh my god.
My gosh, yes.
How do you have an equals as an initial? Like,
We're in a fantasy world.
fair.
I wouldn't
Math
be surprised if
exists.
That's true.
Dippy, I wouldn't be like any shocked if we walked into a store and you're like, this NPC's name is the entirety of Pythagorean theorem. Like, okay, that's
Yeah.
good.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing. I'll tell you about that when we're coming.
I need that.
That's awesome.
Quinlan's
Pythagorean
gonna look
theorem.
at Sun and just be like, "You can set me down now."
You like embody your character. I love it.
You, oh my god. It's like a little intimidating if I'm being honest. It's fucking incredible.
It's from the theater background.
I'm sitting
love
over
it.
here trying to be stoic and mysterious, and I just come off like a funny guy.
So
Say again.
I got
Thank
D.
you.
Does Willow give me any other initial?
Yes. I'm Willow Trinket. Trinkle.
Twinkle.
Twinkle?
Twinkle.
I like it.
Willow trinket. Trinkle. Twinkle.
Twinkle. Twinkle.
And as like you give it, like he extends a hand to like help you onto the boat, and he does the same for Damon. And looks at Quinlan.
Quinlan Flux.
I go over, I pull up
He bows.
Zog's sleeve, and I pull all the way up to like close to the shoulder. See, I'm up here.
You'd be much further down. You'd be down here, but yeah.
Well, higher
Yeah.
than theirs.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I just pull it up and just like, look, see, it's right there. That's mine.
Does the tattoo extend to like the shoulder and the neck, or just like?
No, it's just shoulder down.
It's just
like, in
shoulder
my brain, it's just like this block. Like
Yeah. So the letters are tiny.
oh, there. That's why.
Or how many
that's why I
people
say
you've
if you're
taken
not
on.
looking
Yeah.
at it, it's just squiggles. Like
Yeah.
it just like almost looks like ocean wave squiggles.
All right. So as you all embark, the Toad Skipper. Toad Skimmer? Skipper.
Skipper.
Skipper. As you all embark the Toad Skipper, you start up the Solarum engine you installed recently, and it craps out on you, and you kind of like give it a little, come on, and kicks back into life and coughs and sputters and chokes a little bit. You got it secondhand.
I just
And
tied this thing up.
yeah,
And
I tied it.
I'll go over and check the little areas and like do my tinkering thing to fix that up and make sure it's pristine, because he does work for me technically.
Make a. I wonder if that would be
I can do a tinkering check. That's fine.
okay. So two things then. I will say, Tesla, make a tinkering tools check. Sundial, make a Arcana check.
As a D20, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tinkering tools. You are proficient with Tinker's tools, so you can add your proficiency bonus. I would say you
Or-
can also add your dexterity, so you're adding 3 total.
My dexterity?
Dexterity and proficiency.
So you would be adding 3 total. Sundial. $13. Sundial, you are out of inspiration points, and you have 13. No, you used that earlier.
Yeah.
No, he said he.
Oh, I said I was. I said I was
he said he
tempted.
had
Yeah,
already
you can go
given
ahead.
you one.
I said I was tempted. I didn't confirm or deny it. But I didn't confirm or deny it at that point. I'll go ahead and give you another one. So you
But
can
no,
have.
So-
don't, hey, Dippy, don't worry about it. I give him one.
Oh my god. That's not how this works. 13. Okay, 13. We'll work with 13 for now. Okay. All right.
Use a D20. Only
Unbelievable.
took you 4 tries.
Yeah, 4 tries,
Not that
but it's an
impressive.
at
You
20
had
nonetheless.
quadruple advantage.
Okay, so nothing like. Okay, so you, yeah, so okay. You extend your hand to just kind of touch the Solarum engine, not really expecting anything necessarily to happen. As soon as your digits make contact with the Solarum crystal that powers the engine, it's mostly exposed. The intricacies kind of work around it to direct the energy. But as soon as your digits make contact with the Solarum crystal, you feel a jolt of energy in the form of a glut of information just like flood into your head. And it like fills your mind for like 2 seconds. And then you like release your hand and you feel the information just kind of like fizzle down like from the top of your core to the middle of your core. And it's just like resting there. And it's just like, it feels like you just got like a static shock times 100. But that static shock also felt like it was telling you things. It felt like words were being passed through your head without your, without your any intent of like, oh, I'm just going to touch to see if I can fix. And like, you ended up with like the entirety of Homer's Iliad running through your skull in about half a second. And you're a little stunned from it. So that's a new feeling for you. Because you thought to touch the crystal and not like the mechanism around it, you know, instead of the machine itself. I will say, let me see.
You gain a third hand.
You gain another hand. No.
Your intelligence is now 20.
No.
You know the purpose of a die.
I will say for the next week, you gain proficiency in nature checks.
Oh.
Actually, how many skills are there total? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Hey, there's 18 skills. I can roll a d20. You gain proficiency with athletics checks for the next week. Because all skills require knowledge. So,
question.
Answer.
Inspiration is you use another die, right?
Inspiration.
And add to it.
There's a
add to
couple
your-
of things you can do with inspiration that we
You
went
don't-
over in our house rules for session 0, but you can give yourself advantage. You can change the result of a die you already rolled. You can impose disadvantage on several things, or you can activate like a rule of cool. If you just feel like you want something to happen, we can negotiate inspiration points for that.
Okay. Because I rolled a 7 with
That's a
plus
home
3.
roll, by the way.
Yeah.
Roll the 7.
Plus- With a plus 3, that only gives me a 10. I was thinking,
4.
you know, a good chance that, you know, she could show off
for
her
a tinker's
skills. Tinker's check, yes. For the engine to help fix it. But
Yeah, so an inspiration point, you could re-roll that.
yeah. I don't know if I want to use it on that. Although it really does need to work, so let's do that.
All right,
Doesn't need
you
that
have
much
1.
work.
Huh?
My baby. Doesn't need that much work. It's my baby.
12 is the new roll, so I guess
12.
15.
15. All right. As Sundial kind of does his thing and like the jolt of energy hits him, the jolt of energy, by the way, knocks you back like a foot or two, Sundial. Yeah. Just like
Ding, ding,
ding,
ding,
ding,
ding,
ding, ding. Just like bouncing in just the ring, like around and around and around. Your core would be like spinning in place if it wasn't for the giant mohawk on your head keeping your head stable.
Now we're talking about Dono's balls. That's what.
Dono's-
getting off on the
I realized in that moment. Okay, so with your Tinker's tools of 15, the jolt of energy kind of kicked the engine like up out of its socket a little bit, and you notice that one of the bearings was kind of sinking into the foundation of the bulkhead, and that it's like a little misaligned. So you take your tools and you just kind of like, and you just kind of tighten it, realign it, shift it, just,
Thank you. I'll beat it up.
and you kind of like
Give him a kiss.
close a hatch
Give
and
Daddy a
you
kiss.
call out to Zod.
Honey, she's trying to give you a kiss.
Try it
Alright.
again.
Zod
Kinda-
by the helm is just like, if y'all are done fucking with my boat,
I know.
Excuse you.
Kind of.
This boat works because of me.
this boat worked just fine before you, honey.
You turn the Solarum engine over, and it purrs like a kitten.
You're welcome.
Shut up.
We're getting to that point.
Yeah.
No. So Oh, Dono, you got another inspiration point, by the way, from Monk.
Yeah.
I told
That
you.
was what that was earlier. I understand.
Yeah.
Now. I
So
understand.
I have 0
now.
at now. I'm at 0 now.
You are still at 0, though.
Yes.
Okay. And like I said in session 0, it is your job to keep track of your inspiration points.
I have
will-
a count in my
I have
Alright.
2.
notes.
Okay. So, as the Toad Skipper starts to hum upstream right the way down the Coleman River to the eastern side of Moran, ready to face
Oh, no.
a new adventure. In hopes to find some answers for Tesla, we're going to go ahead and call it an episode. Call it the first episode.
Oh no!
Oop, they left and came right back.
Yep. What the heck happened there?
That was
I
wrong.
thought we were done.
Whatever. All right. Well,
So
thank
we're
you
going to
all
go
for
ahead
hanging
and
out
call
with
it an
us.
episode there. So
Woohoo.
we did it.
Yeah.
A new show.
Yeah.
Yay.
Oh my gosh, how exciting is this, y'all?
Yeah.
I would like to thank y'all so much for watching. This is going to be a brand new adventure, and I'm so excited to go on it with y'all. So take care of yourselves. Love your faces. Your adventure is important, and it matters. Roll your initiative.
And
Goodbye, everybody.
Good night.
Bye bye.